Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Escapement Show. Got myself and JCB here, and we're gonna go over some of our favorite releases of the year so far. We'll talk about some and pick out some, not, maybe some not of our favorite, but some ones that have stood out to us that we like.
Yeah,
So yeah, we'll
yeah, there was a few, yeah, it was an interesting year so far. Where when I mentioned we should do this, I was sort of thinking we should do like a half year recap. But then I looked at the calendar; it's already bloody September.
I
Like,
know, yeah, we're two-thirds of the way through.
where's the time gone, mate? It's just flying along. The
It
year is
is,
motoring
yeah.
along. Um, hey, mate, how's your week? I wanted to ask you about. Well, it's a big week in terms of passing of Her Majesty.
Yeah.
What's the feeling over in the UK, mate? Like, what's the vibe?
Yeah, it's quite sad. There's a lot of people that's been featured a lot on the television. We've got a new king, King Charles III.
The third, yeah,
Um, yeah. I mean, she did a lot for the country. She was a very. I'm not a huge royalist myself, but she did a lot for the country. She
yeah,
inspired a lot of people. She was very amenable with people. Went out to see the public a lot. Went out to supported a lot of charities. Went to a lot of functions and just generally, support the forces and supported. Yeah, just
yeah.
it helped
It,
give people a lot of support in general. Yeah, I felt, and should be missed. She was a genuinely likable character, even if you weren't a royalist. She was a genuinely likable character. And,
yeah. She was like, well, what's the feeling between like so the Queen and like the rest of the royal family? Like now that King Charles is in, like do people actually like the guy? Do people like the royal family, or do they like the royals because of the Queen and how good she was? You know what I mean? Because the rest of the royals, maybe besides Prince William, maybe they seem sort of like a bunch of twats, to be honest. But I don't know what the feeling is like in the UK. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, I mean, there's a big sort of a lot of people don't like the royals because they're paid for by the taxes by the people. They're made, from the taxes of the people. So it's all the money is all people's money. Um,
that's right, eh? They still
so
get tax. They still get money out of taxes, right?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But they bring a lot of tourism to the country. They bring a huge amount of tourism to the country, and I suppose that's one thing. And I think it's too soon to really judge whether it's been whether King Charles is. Hi, Mr. GMT. Good to see you. Yeah, great to see you.
Yeah, I think in Australia at least, it's I think a lot of, and I'm sort of speaking on behalf of people, but it seems to be very divided. Like you either get people who really are monarchists, or they like the royal family, or people who hate them and they don't want the royal family, or they don't want any royal connection to Australia because obviously
Right. Yeah.
we were a colony, part of the Commonwealth, blah blah blah, and there's a big Republican movement, that's been going on for a long time,
Yeah.
but it's been unsuccessful in all of the attempts at creating a republic. That's always been thwarted by the monarchists in the government, and the sort of prevailing sentiment being allegiance to the monarchy. So I think with the passing of Queen Elizabeth, it'll be interesting to see whether attitudes here change, and sort of how it plays out. Be sort of
Yeah,
interesting time.
yeah. Be more progressive time, maybe. I mean,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
so.
I mean, she's very iconic, Elizabeth, and it'd be different, as you say. It'd be interesting to see whether people um take to Charles as much. Hi Y2K. Yeah, we'll see you soon. We'll see you soon.
See you soon, man. Yeah, well, that was some sort of news I thought I'd ask you about, seeing that you're in the thick of it over there. What do we got?
So I've got a
What?
couple of new releases, immediate releases, wanted to chat about, and I think you got some lined up, haven't you?
Yeah, give that a go. I think I should be on the screen.
Yeah,
Uh, so what do we have? The Pelagos 39. That was the
Pelagos
one.
39. Yeah, I know a couple. I know a couple of people who've got Pelagoses, and I know one who actually went out and bought one of the Pelagos 39s, and he much prefers it. He says
Yeah,
the size is just perfect. You know, it's just gone from bigger watches, the Pelagos 42 to the
yeah,
39, and he prefers this. I think it's going to be a Submariner, a great um, alternative to people who can't get a Submariner. This is going to be the Tudor Submariner that people have wanted. It's going to be it's a no date. It's I mean, the bezel's quite interesting, isn't it? It's a ceramic bezel, is it?
yeah. Ceramic bezel that's brushed. You can see the brushing, the sunray sort of pattern on the bezel. And,
Abdul, how you doing?
Hi everyone.
Good to see
hey,
you.
hey,
Hey
Abdul.
GCB. Hey Tom. How are you guys?
Yeah, doing good,
Good man.
thanks.
We're just talking
Great,
about
great.
the Pelagos 39. And also the dial is brushed as well. I'll try and get a picture. Come on, give it to me. Where are you? Come on. I think. Sorry, I'm just clicking like
Yeah,
a
it's
madman
so
here.
it is a brush style. I've seen it. Yeah, it's a different to the old
Yeah,
Pelagos. It's
this is on the stupid Hodinkee website. Let me see if I can get. I think I had it on the Tudor website. I had a picture. Let's have a look. And yeah, you can probably make it out here a little bit better. Come on, man. Yeah, anyway, it's not. I had a photo somewhere before where you could see
the
the
grain,
brushing.
the
Yeah,
sort of striations and the sort of like a linen dial, isn't it? It's like a sort of linen
well, it's
type.
sort of sunburst. You can see it here in the picture a little bit there, if you can see that. But I think it's just interesting that we were talking about size a couple of shows back, and I remember, I was talking about the number sort of 39. Like there was a lot of watches that were coming out in 39, and
Yeah,
sizes have been brought back down, and then hey presto, watch me pull a 39 millimeter Pelagos out of my hat. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
just sort of like this 39 is becoming the size all of a sudden. Don't ask me why. I just, it's just becoming the size du jour. It's really interesting, I think.
Yeah, well, we go in different fashions, don't we? I mean, we had the 2010s, we had the Panerai fad, and the early 2000, late 2000s and 2010s. So when I bought my Panerai, it was the fad to have big watches, 44, Now, give it 10 years, it's really come down, and a lot of people are wearing 36. I mean, I aspire now to a 36mm watch, a much smaller size, much smaller size. I'm going back to vintage watches now and wearing 35mm, 34mm, and really enjoying that sort of size, and I don't know what you think, Abdul. But yeah, I think sizes are going down. It's just a fashion. And, no doubt they'll go up again. There'll be a time when the big banger will come back. The big watch will be back.
Yeah, I think I don't know, something. It's just I like the fact that they brushed the dial and the bezel. I think that's kind of cool. It gives it, because otherwise it would be pretty boring watch overall. I think they needed to have some interesting going on with the watch. Otherwise it's just it's pretty sort of
Run of the mill.
just pretty boring. Yeah, I gotta say overall. Like, compared to, say, the left-hand drive Pelagos or the FXD, they've all got something a bit different about them. Whereas this just seems like they've just dulled it, just given us some generic sort of dive watch.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about releases of the year, and Tudor have done a lot of releases, haven't they? They've done the Black Bay Pro, the Ranger, the new
Pelagos, the new Pelagos,
yeah.
Yeah, I think Tudor is slowly but surely taking over the diver segment, to be honest, because I really like the 50, the Pelagos, the new one, the 39mm with the no date. That's for me like very tempting, to be honest.
Yeah, you like this one, the new 39, Abdul?
Yeah. And I sold my Black Bay a couple of months ago, so I have an open place for a diver.
Oh, great! Because the Black Bay was 41, wasn't it? It's a bit too big, wasn't it? It was a bit sort of awkward sized, wasn't it? It was a 41, the normal Black Bay, or did you have the Black Bay 58?
Maybe we're having some audio issues there with Abdul, but yeah, it was a 41. Yeah, that's a pretty chunky. It's a chunky monkey. The 41.
The Black Bay, original Black Bay, is a bit of a awkward size, wasn't it? It's
yeah. Have you tried on the Black Bay 58?
Say again, sorry?
Have you tried on the Black Bay 58?
I have, yeah.
And that's the 39. How did you feel that was the size on that watch?
It was a nice size, yeah. It was nice. It was not too big, not too small. It hit the sweet spot, to be honest with you. It's like I can get a lot of people. It's been a very, very popular watch, especially the blue dial, blue bezel.
The blue one, yeah.
But it hits a sweet spot. I can see why it's popular. I can see why it's a popular watch.
The cool thing about this one is it's thin. I think it's about 11. Like 11.3.
I had the original ETA, the red one.
The 41.
Yeah, the 79220. The first one they made with the ETA movement.
Yeah. Yeah. Why did you move it on, Abdul?
I was getting somehow comfortable with my collection. I felt like, okay, I don't want to buy any more watches, and I had to sell or offload some of the watches that I even like the Zin and the Tudor. So I just feel the need to renew some of the watches, because otherwise you stay comfortable with the watches and you love them and they give you joy and everything, but I feel like I was missing out. I feel like, okay, I could have got this watch, but I have the chronograph. I have the diver, so why should I have gotten this one? So I felt like, okay, if I sold them, I would be able to have some kind of more motivation to add more.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, cool. Here's one that you might like, Abdul. This is a new watch that came out. This is the Bronefeld, the 69 Delta Works. So they call this the first sports watch. Have you seen this one?
No, I didn't see it.
So
Wow.
I think, so it comes out in all these different colors. You know, rubber strap, water resistances. I'm not sure. I haven't even looked at the spec yet. This just came across my desk. You know, sort of yesterday. Really, I didn't really have time to look at it, but it's pretty dope, man. Pretty dope.
So
Definitely
cool.
go for the salmon dial color.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've gone from that Pelagos is 39. This one is like 44 or something. This is a 44. Hang on, Delta Works. The bezel.
It's a
That's
slightly more
40,
rounded,
43.
slightly more rounded case.
43.
43. Is it?
The
It's a
case
slightly more rounded case shape. I find it's more. It reminds me of the Laurent Ferrier Galet.
Yeah, it has a very classical shape, like a 40s, 50s kind of design.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a sports watch. It's
yeah, pretty cool. Just trying to find the water resistance. 100 meters. Yeah, see, it's 44.5. I think that's when it's got these bits of these extra bits on the side of the case. See those sort of
like
you can see yeah, once you add those bits in, then it becomes a 44.5. It was sort of interesting. Quite a big piece, I think, and it would look big on the wrist because look at all that dial that you've got. I think it would look big. It would wear big. I reckon it would wear really big.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, 44 is going to wear big, but if it's a great watch. I mean, it's a great company, but for Gronfeld, I'd be going for a dress watch from them. I wouldn't be going for a sports watch. It's not what I associate with the brand, to be honest with you.
And look at that! Look at the price, man! Boom!
How much is that?
Man. That's euro. 50,000 euro. Like
50.
Really? 50k euro? Like, fuck,
Yeah,
man.
I can understand that. Coming from Gronfeld.
It's just a steel. It's not gold or anything. It's just a steel watch.
Is it a Voutilanen dial as well? Again, I would imagine.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit much. I think it's a.
Yeah.
I think it's. Yeah, that's.
Well, you think of the prices Pepsi's are going for, and and Batgirls, and the price that Rolex go for. I mean, hype watches. I mean, Nautilus and not Nautilus. I'm not going to compare it to that, but
yeah,
you just think of the prices that other Rolex go for: 4 times the price, 5 times the price, quadruple, quintuple. It's.
Yeah, I think the pricing here is just looking at the aftermarket. Like if you can sell a shoddy Nautilus with a bracelet that is not so comfortable with over 100,000, so 50k for a hand finish watch limited could be more or less reasonable, let's say.
Some cool colors.
I like the colors they've got though.
Yeah.
Very cool. That was the Bronefeld. And then what else we had? this week. The AP. This one just came out recently. This is the Flying Tourbillon Titanium with this blue
titanium. Wow.
Hermé set up with the tapisserie with this really bright blue. I mean, far out.
Wow.
Isn't it? That's gorgeous. Gorgeous style. That waffle style, yeah. And I love titanium watches myself. I really am a fan of titanium watches.
Yep. Actually, I had a titanium watch on my list, but I dropped it off. But maybe we'll give it an honorable mention a bit later. But I just love that blue on that AP. Really nice. And during the week, I was having a look at Instagram, right? And I found this photo of, I don't know if you can see these ones here, but look at the dial on these ones. I think they're like a limited edition.
Howdy, Zippo. Good to see you.
Tourbillon that they brought out for the Asian market. I'm pretty sure. So if anyone knows anything about this watch, maybe drop something in the comments.
Is that not the same watch? Is that not the same?
No, it's not the same. It's got it's like this hammered sort of finish on this watch. It's different. See this one's got the tapisserie.
Yeah.
The tapisserie, right? But this one here, I was trying to zoom in.
Has a different finish on the dial.
Instead
of tapisserie, it's hammered, you say?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, it's just different thing. I just saved the photo in my on my thing on Instagram. Shameless plug for me as well. There's a cool little second. That's me, Jean-Claude Beaver, Jean-Claude.beaver on Instagram. Show me a follow.
Shout out there, yeah.
Shout out.
Follow JCB on Instagram.
Sorry, man.
If you want to follow JCB on Instagram, guys.
Yeah, check me out. I post shitty watch photos every now and then, so that's it. So that's all I had. Just sort of the stuff that popped up during the week. I thought it's just some interesting stuff. And hey, Flippin, good to see you as well, my man.
Hey, Flippin.
So Abdul, before you have to leave us, do you want to start us off with any favourites that you've encountered this year?
There are so many favorite. The Chronofeld Agonograph is one of my top 3 because of the chronograph movement from Chronofeld. Of course, I would have to be not biased to say that Lyrique E2D1 is my favorite release of the year, because I feel like this watch would be, when we get it in our hands, one of the best made watches in that price segment. And the top 3 was the Pelagos, actually, because I really liked the 39 millimeter size, and I always liked the Pelagos. I always actually wanted to get a Pelagos, but I had the Black Bay, so I thought, what's the use of having two divers that do the same thing? And now with no Black Bay in the collection, the Pelagos seems much more attractive as well. Yeah, issue is here I have no laptop with me. I'm on the phone. That's why I got caught out a couple of times. We have here in Egypt a pretty idiotic system for the internet where you get a limited capacity. So let's say you get per month like 10 gigabytes that you can watch.
This is the Lyrique.
Yes, that's the Lyrique.
The Bill Sanders watch project.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous watch. He was on Untimely Meditations channel yesterday doing a good interview.
Mm-hmm.
He had a great interview with on there, and he's explaining a lot about that. So if you go to the Untimely Meditations channel, There's a great interview with Bill on there that was done yesterday. But yeah, it's a fantastic watch. It's really is lovely. It's
Yeah,
if you just look at it, it's
Oh, is this the one that Bill Sanders did in his group? Is that right?
Bill Sanders
exactly,
watch. Yeah,
exactly.
Ah, okay. Yeah, right. Cool.
you
Yeah.
Tell us about this.
see that
Didn't I
agony
get-
movement there.
Yeah, basically the project was an ongoing project for the past 2.5 years almost, where we met every week, Bill and the group, talking about that we want to get like a watch that's high horology, but not
Yeah.
pay the exorbitant amount of money that people ask for, like we discussed with Gronefeld, for instance, with the 50K, let's say. And we got into COVID, and this was a chance for us, and especially, of course, Bill, to connect to these companies and try to have the best of the best. So the best movement maker, Agenor, the best case maker we got from Vuta and Catlin from Vutalainen, hands from Fiedler, dial from Metalem. I think the strap is from Brotexco, and we even got a Swiss designer that has multiple award-winning watches. It's called Matteo Allegri. And yeah, the project started just by brainstorming, meeting every week, and now we are in the final phases of the production. I think the watches should be on their way, the first couple of ones in the next couple of weeks, to their first owners. And most probably I will get mine end of this year or start of next year.
Oh, you lucky thing!
Man. Cool. What was
Yeah.
Can I ask how much was what was the damage, Abdul?
I think all in all it was around like 9K, 8.5K, something like that in euros. Because you have to, when we started the project, €1 was $1.25, and when I transferred the last transaction, the euro was less than $1. So I pretty much got screwed on the last transactions, because I was losing like around 25% of the value of the euro against the dollar. Yeah, because of all the stuff happening in euro. But I have,
Which class in the GPHG was it nominated for?
Petite Aiguille. For the Petite Aiguille, we were in the nominations. We didn't end up in the finalists, and I think it was more or less some kind of political. Because if you look at the other competitors, not to talk badly or anything, they're all beautiful watches and greatly made and everything. But what we were able to achieve is to have a watch that if you had another brand on it, it would be at least 3-4 times more expensive.
Yeah.
And I think this was the problem with the judges, that they didn't believe us that we.
Lyric. Okay. Interesting. So full Art Deco design. Yeah, cool. Very cool. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah. Yeah, and we had even in this movement, HEH 6801, this Agen pit was a patented regulator, and also agonized this gear that smooths the second hand. And you can see on the gear on the right side, if you go back 1 second, you will find like small figurines of people and Ankite on the right gear.
Yep.
It's on there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And these are things that you don't get for a watch under 10,000 euros, and that's why I think they were a bit, let's say, skeptic. But for us, it was at cost. We didn't make it to make money. We made exactly for us, for the group, and even people from all the companies that we worked with took part in the project by taking a watch. They said, "Oh, we like this project and we would like to get a watch," because we are like 50 people in total, and we have, I think, 70 watches. So that means that some people took 2 watches, and other people from the companies also wanted to have one of these watches.
And there you see the Agonal movement. It's just gorgeous. Looks beautiful. And to get a movement maker like Agonal is just great, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, it was a dream come true, to be honest, to work with these guys and chat with them on a daily basis and see the get invited to the company there. I didn't go there still, but it's only 2 hours away from my home in Germany. So definitely, in the time when I'm back in Germany, I will definitely try to hop on a train and go visit them, take them on their invite. And I strongly recommend people to try making a watch like this. It might take a very long time, but the rewards are endless for the people brave enough to take this adventure.
yeah. A truly classy watch, and hats off to Bill for starting this project. I mean,
Yes.
such an amazing watch. Beautiful.
Yeah, massive effort from Bill, who
Bill, wow.
definitely, yeah.
What a feat to get a group of people together and assemble a watch and get a group of people together, organize everything, get the different manufacturers, the designers, the case makers, the dial makers, the movement makers, organize all the logistics, and to just fulfill it all. And hats off to you, Bill. You've done an amazing job. Brilliant.
Definitely.
Really done a brilliant job.
What was it like, Abdul? The process in terms of like, particularly with the design, like, did people vote on the like the design elements or the dial, or like because you've got like 50 people, like
Yes.
was it like a democracy in terms of coming up with the design of the watch, or like how did it work? Because I always wondered about that.
Yeah, it worked with consensus. At first, there was a little bit of let's say getting used to having 50 people that strong-minded, who know what they want.
Yeah.
But we got pretty soon to find out that the Swiss way is the consensus. So let's say we are 50 people. If 26 people say, yeah, we're okay with that, then it's done. And without any kind of need to vote or to say, okay, I don't like this. No, we have to have something else. And with the design, it was pretty easy. The designers sent to the group several pictures from like cars, watches, and other stuff. And we started saying, yeah, we like this design, we like this. And then we had like some kind of prototyping phase where we got sent pictures from several designs, several formats, several colors, and then we get to in a weekly meeting get to have some kind of discussion on which one would be best, which one could be easier. Sometimes, of course, we had to stick with the experts, so that was actually the most of the time, which I really liked, because we are working with the best of the best in the Swiss manufacturers of watchmaking. So we should use their expertise and use their knowledge. So every time we had a decision, we was like, okay, what do you guys think? We asked the guys from Agenor, from Vutonainen and Caitlin, the designer, and most of the time they had exactly what we wanted in mind, but a bit better even. And that's how it went. So I would say that's the best way to do it, because I think this direct democracy stuff will make a lot of people angry at the end of the day. But with consensus, you're just like, okay, this is how it is. That's why we have these experts, when we just have to have some kind of compromise that everybody's at the end happy.
Best to leave it to the professionals rather than argue amongst yourselves. Yeah.
Exactly. Like the hands, for instance, we had one of the biggest discussions was the color of the hands. I was one of the people also that like these hand colors, the wine, and other people wanted blue. So we ended up having a second set of blue hands, which was actually pretty handy because if you think about it, this is a custom made watch. So let's say you send the watch after 10 years to get serviced and the watchmaker broke the hands. So you won't be able to put any other hands on it. So by having an extra set of hands, you'd be able directly to just replace them.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Very
crazy.
forward thinking. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, these are the stuff that I never thought about buying a watch just from a shop or from online Watchbox or whoever, Chrono 24. This like opened my eyes to okay, these companies or know what they're doing, and open my eyes also to when I go buy a watch, I'm like, what is inside, what is this movement, how much does it cost actually, and how much this material costs. I know all this stuff now by being somewhat involved at the end of the day to the numbers in the back end, and now you see it differently. Now you see, okay, this is a valuable watch that, okay, if I'm paying that amount of money, I'm getting that amount of value, or no, this is a watch that you're getting robbed at the end of the day.
Yeah. I wish I could have afforded to buy one myself, Abdul. This is gonna be a piece to remember.
Yes, I'm really happy that I committed and I directly started
Yeah.
selling off a couple of watches to fund the purchase as well, and ended up being for me the best buying watch experience. Even though I didn't have the watch on my wrist until now, but I'm so happy about the whole process. Definitely changes perspective about. The hunt, when you have this hunt, you go on eBay, on Chrono, and you spend weeks and days looking for that one watch, and then when you get it, somehow you feel like, okay, now it's finished. But for me, this one was like more of a from inception, like okay, from the beginning, you're getting every day more excited about it.
Yeah.
This is
Absolutely.
like we're screw the hunt. We're gonna make our own.
Exactly.
It's a whole different ballgame. Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
Look at that, 39 mil.
Yes. Like the perfect Goldilocks size for anybody with small or big wrists. So if you have a small wrist, this will be optimally big. If you have a big wrist, this will be small.
That's a really interesting one. Like, let's talk about the size 39. Like in the consensus, were people saying, I want a 40 or I want a 41 or
Yes. A lot of people wanted 36. A lot of other people wanted 41 or 42.
Yeah, right. So
and then was like
this was
39.
The number, right?
Exactly. It was like, okay, let's make it 39. Everybody's happy. Yeah, everybody is happy. Perfect.
And to get it entered into the GPHG is just amazing. I mean, just what a feat. I mean, you should be so proud of yourselves.
Yeah, Bill did an amazing job, I have to say. Bill did the whole heavy lifting, the contacting of the GPHG, payment even of the fees to enter. We had a lot of times when we have meetings, Bill had a couple of videos and other people from the group that made the videos, made the text. So a lot of heavy lifting was done by Bill, but all the group members that did stuff were amazing at it as well. Like they fully engaged, and I think even Rick from Rick Watches had an interview with Tim, and he had another interview, I think, with another big channel where he mentioned the watch. So definitely a lot of people from the group also helped in the whole pushing the whole marketing forward of the watch as well.
Yeah, I saw Rick on Watches with his interview with Tim Mosso and I can't remember who else it was, but
Brian, I think Brian Goldberg. Yeah,
it was Brian Goldberg, wasn't it? Yeah, doing his collection of Pateks.
Yes.
That was amazing. Yeah. So he mentioned the Louis on that, did he?
Yeah.
Right. Brilliant. Brilliant. Wow. Great. So that's your main pick, your main favorite release of the year.
Yeah, because for me, this is like, when you get COVID and you have this feeling like, okay, there are 2 years that a lot of stuff was put on the side. This was one thing that was actually fruitful in COVID.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Without COVID, I don't think we would have been able to get this watch because
Interesting.
yeah, when Bill contacted the companies, they were down. You know what I mean? Like there's no work, not working.
Yeah.
Unclear about the future, and the concept was like, we want to work with you guys, and this is what we want. We are a group of collectors, watch enthusiasts, and I have to say, some people who we worked with afterwards shrugged us off at first, and then when we got Agenor in the boat, and then we came back to these companies, and they were like, "Oh, you have these guys with you." Yes. Okay. Now we know you're talking business. Now you know that you are serious about this, and they started taking us serious. And from that point, we had pretty much very good contact with all these people. Some, of course, companies were like, okay, we need to finish this for these companies, finish that for that company, and you will be later on. But it worked out at the end well. Hey, Y2K.
Hi, Y2K.
Gents, everyone, how are you doing?
Good to
Excuse
see you.
the delay. There's a lot of traffic because I think the F1's coming, so that's why I'm delayed getting to my house.
Oh, no.
So I wanted to jump on, show support and solidarity still. Yeah. So just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man. Thanks for jumping on.
Always good to see each and every one
Good
of
to see you,
you and
buddy.
our lovely viewers.
Yeah.
Nice steering wheel, by the way. Looks like is that like a wooden steering wheel you got there, man?
You can see my steering wheel?
Yeah. Or is it the
Okay,
cover?
it's not wooden. It's like those, like, I call it like a pillowcase. It's like a pillowcase.
Yeah.
You can buy. Yeah. And then you put it on, and then it just covers. I like the wooden trim. Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah.
What are you driving there, man? What sort of car are you driving?
I'm just driving my Toyota Wish. It's MPV. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So I used to have in our family, we used to have a Rover 416. Yeah.
Okay.
Which was it's a very well made car with a Honda Concerto engine. So I always remember the wooden trim that came with a Rover. And I think I do miss the trim sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wood makes car very classy, I feel.
Yes, very much so. Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to move the subject away from
So, JCB, should I go first or do you want to go first?
Yeah, why don't you go first, mate? Show us what you got. Let's go on.
Sure. So, I mean, there's a lot of revival watches that have been brought out recently, and you're gonna see a bit of a trend in my picks here. I mean, many brands have brought out revival watches over the past few years, and Longines have had their fair few with the Heritage Classic, the Heritage Military, the Big Eye Navigation, and the Legend Diver, to name but a few. But one of my picks was this one, the Longines Ultrachron.
Nice.
And
I like that one.
Originally released in 1967, a year after that, with an Ultrachron was released in 67. But after that, in 68, Longines released more sporty version with 200 meters water resistance and a more robust case construction, and it was this, the Ultrachron Diver. And they've been fitting high beat movements since 1914 in pocket watches, and were the first to put a high beat movement in a wristwatch in 1959. And this is 43 millimeters thick. It's this is the original Ultrachron, which had a date.
Mm-hmm.
But the new Ultrachron doesn't have a date. But it's a really nice watch. I thought at first it was a bit expensive because it comes in at £3,300. And I thought,
again, 6,000.
3,300.
3,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought
I thought it was a little expensive to start off with, but then when you think about it, you got a high beat movement going at 36 vibrations per hour, and that's it's using a caliber L836, the Longines caliber, and I just think it's a great watch. It's a really nice watch. It's got the Ultrachron at the bottom here. You can see the Ultrachron stamp. And
is this a diver watch?
Yeah, it's available on a bracelet or on leather strap.
You got to get it on that bracelet though. Look at that bracelet.
Yeah, that bracelet is.
Yeah,
that is cracking, man. That's a cool watch. Yeah, really cool. Yeah, the only thing when that came out, I balked at the price because I remember I thought it was about 3,500 US or something, and I was like, that's sort of pushing it. I mean, Longines, they're coming up and they're nice watches, but that's at the upper end for Longines, I believe.
Yeah, that's Tudor territory.
Yeah, exactly, Abdul. Yeah.
And
No,
even
people don't take Longines heritage seriously a lot, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
Longines, one of the best in that mid price segment, I have to say. But
really, yeah.
Yeah, I think like for people who are starting the collection, they could go to Longines or Tissot and get 90% of their watches and be happy at the end of the day with their watches, and they will enjoy it a lot until they learn more about other watches and start to explore other areas. But as a starter watch or even some kind of daily wear, they are great watches.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they get they do the marketing well enough, or they're not. They're not on the map as much as Tudor and brands like that. I think Tudor being a sister company of Rolex,
does help.
they get all the attention.
Yeah.
You know that they sell the most watches per brand though every year.
So again,
you know that? Longines sells the most watches out of any brand, like sort of luxury brand.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. The Asian market, I think, is where they do a lot of their selling, particularly in China. So
it's a quality watch.
They've got so many watches. They've got so many watches in their catalog. There's a watch for everyone. There's a lot of ladies' watches as well. But in this particular, I think in our enthusiast sort of circle, I think as you say, Thomas, they probably don't do the marketing right. I think for selling these types of watches.
So this is 43 mil thick and 43 mil wide, and it's 13.6 thick. It's got a sapphire bezel, a rhodium-plated hour hand, and a red minute hand, that's a standout. I mean, it's like Docs with their orange minute hand.
Yeah,
I love it, and it's available on the bracelet or this brown leather strap, and 52 hours power reserve, ISO certified to the 3159 standard. That's for heat, and I just love it. Yeah, I thought it was a great release by them.
Always good to hear when a diver is ISO certified, because now you know it's a real diver.
Yeah.
It needs the accreditation for credibility, especially just to share with everyone. Longines is a good brand. The problem that I find, even within the Asian market, is that it struggles because the amount of right marketing is lacking in certain areas. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my first pick. So that came out in June. I'll work my way back. We see a pattern emerging here. We got another reissue watch, which was one of my picks, which is the Doxa Army.
Nice.
I really love this. The first ceramic watch that Doxa made was the reissue of the Doxa Army in the Watches of Switzerland limited edition, which is this one, limited to 100. Originally made in a limited run of about 200 in 1969, Doxa made this watch for the Swiss Army diving unit and based it on the Sub 300T. It was one of the first watches to use a coating process to make it black, which I think was oil dipped. The Pocket Watch Time did a video on this, which he mentioned that. Porsche Design released the first commercially available watch in 1972, which was a chronograph that had a black coating. So this is a military issue, so this wasn't commercially available. And the unique beige dial design for military purposes is a showstopper, along with the handset and that neat little triangle on the second hand. This reissue sold out immediately, and it's using a Sellita SW200. It's 42.5 millimeters and 11.95 thick, 300 meter war resistant, matte black ceramic case, COSC certified, 38-hour power reserve with a rubber strap, and this one was 4,200 Swiss francs.
Wow.
Came out at the end of April, and yeah, it's a cracking watch. It's absolutely love it. That's what it came from, we know, and but yeah, they're the Doxa Army. But recently, we thought that was the limited edition, and I myself actually, before that came out, I myself actually bought the Synchron version.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
Very
So
beautiful.
That was the Synchron military that came out, and it came out for $900. And yeah, Synchron owned Doxa from 1968 to 1978, I believe. But which is the time when the Doxa Army was brought out, and Synchron had some connection to the Doxa Army. There's a bit of a story behind that, Rick Marai, and but I just wanted to go on to say that they've now recently released in August, they released the steel version of the Doxa Army, which is a banger.
Paul, can you just jump on mute there, brother?
What?
Can you just jump on mute? I think there's a bit of noise coming through from your end. I think there, buddy. Thanks, brother. Cheers.
Yeah, so having originally come out in the Watches of Switzerland ceramic version, Doxa have now released this in a steel version, which is absolutely beautiful. But it uses an ETA 2024 instead of the SW Solita SW200, and it's on a rubber strap or a beads of rice bracelet, which we all know Doxa for, and a camouflage NATO strap is included. They do one version with a bronze bezel, and this is it's half the price of the Watches of Switzerland one, which is 1,950 Swiss francs or 2,190 Swiss francs. But they see the original Watches of Switzerland one, but they see it with a bronze bezel, so it's got this bronze bezel there.
The Watches of Switzerland one, Thomas, did you say, was that like DLC
Ceramic.
Ceramic coated. It's not full ceramic, the case, it's ceramic coated, is that right?
Full ceramic.
It's full ceramic, okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay, it's pretty. How much did you say was it? Like 1,500 euro?
4,200 Swiss francs.
4,200?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or $4,500 it was American.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I think the Doxa is making the typical watch company thing, saying, "Oh, this is a limited edition. This is a special edition. This is a non-limited edition." And I think that's just it's good for us, so we can get the watch that we wanted, even though it's not more in production. But I feel like it makes the experience for the previous owners a bit less somehow.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it takes away the limited editionness, doesn't it? It takes away the people who bought it first thought that they got something special, and then now it goes into full production, and it's a bit takes away something from the experience. I understand that. Yeah. But that was another great release this year. I thought that was one of my picks. Was my second pick, the Doxa Army, which is another revival watch.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. So Omega, they brought out a lot of watches. They brought out the Planet Ocean Ultra Deep. They brought out the coloured Aquaterras. They brought out the Speedmaster 57 with the coloured dials. They brought out quite a few different things, Omega, this year.
Yeah, the Aquaterras, the colorful ones that looked like the Oyster Perpetual, was a nice move from Omega, that the people that aren't able to buy the Oyster Perpetual, they can opt out and get themselves an Omega. So it was a nice move from them to do that.
But this one didn't get much press, this one. And it's not a limited edition, but it's limited in production and is now discontinued. Only 6 months in production. And this one is the one that I picked, which is a CK859. And this is based on a 1939 design. With a lovely sector dial, so simple. 39mm case, which was the case originally would be when it was designed in the 30s and 40s would have been about 35mm. So, but they brought it up to 39 because it hasn't got a bezel. The dial is a lot bigger. You notice when you get a diving watch and you get the bezel, the dial is actually about 35mm. But this is because you get about 4 mil on each side of the bezel. But this is really nice. This is a great piece.
I like those sword hands too. It's they're nice hands.
Yeah, these hands are lovely. I mean, you can see there the original. This is one that was sold in This is a 1938 model that was sold at auction, and this is a 35mm one. But I mean, I'm looking at things like this on eBay. I keep hunting down for things like this on eBay, vintage versions. But yeah, this is the CK 859's manual wind. It's a solid silver dial. It's got using a Meta certified master chronometer certified coaxial escapement, 72-hour power reserve. You see little trimmings there. Try and get.
Did you know, Thomas? It has a very, with regards to this particular series, they have a very vintage feel, the retro vintage feel to it. Yeah.
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely.
It's all Art Deco, man. Check it out. It's just a copy of the original. It's just like it's straight out of the 30s.
Yeah, straight out of the 30s and 40s. It's using a caliber 8926, which is a manual wind coaxial escapement, Meta master chronometer certified. Beautiful brown strap on it, 72-hour power reserve. I mean, sector dials were popular in the 30s, and Longines produced them as well as other brands. More recently, we've seen Patek, JLC, Laurent Ferrier, and others release sector dials. But the 30T2 caliber, which was what the original was based on, was only 30mm wide, and was a stalwart Omega caliber from the 40s to 1966. And you can see why they were smaller watches then, 30mm to 35mm for a jumbo, or 37 possibly for a jumbo vintage one. But Omega's best kept secret of the moment, I think, this one, and it got hardly any publicity on launch. Yeah. But if I could get one,
as well, having morning coffee.
If I could afford one of these, I'd be straight out there to get one. Beautiful watch, and a strap monster as well.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Looks really nice. Definitely like that Omega made a really nice reissue that looks like the original one, but with a modern size.
Yeah.
I think people noticed that one, Thomas, when it came out. Like enthusiasts in the enthusiast crowd, people certainly noticed that one when it came out. But I think you're right, though. In terms of Omega's own marketing and fanfare, they didn't really give it much airtime, did they?
Yeah, you're right, Orange Hand. It was discontinued. It's already been discontinued. Only in production for 6 months. So, yeah, what can you say? I mean, really under the radar. But
gents, I have to take my leave, so enjoy the rest of the show, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Thanks
for having me.
Thank you, Abdul. Always a pleasure to have you on board. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure, guys. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Just to say hello to Orange Hand watching with my morning coffee. Good morning to you, and to another one that which Orange Hand saying, just sharing, apparently CK859 is already discontinued Omega limited edition without being limited edition.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it wasn't brought out as a limited edition. It was numbered. It's numbered on the back. So, but yeah. Yeah, absolutely. A limited edition without being limited edition. Yeah, but absolutely gorgeous. One of my favorite releases of this year. So I'll move on to my next one. And we'll go to... You gotta have a gold watch in there. I'm starting to like gold watches more and more. And it has to be for me.
Going with the bling, huh, Thomas?
Yeah, it has to be the
Oh,
two.
the 222.
Yeah, originally released in 1977 until 1985 to celebrate 222 years of Vacheron from 1755. Designed by Georg Heisek, has a flat-base monoblock case which require the original had a flat-base monoblock case, which required the movement to be cased from above, but I believe this one can be cased from behind. Had a fluted screw-down bezel that was originally waterproof to 120 meters, but this new one is now 50 meters water resistant. It's 37 millimeters, which was based on the jumbo model because they made three models, three sizes originally, and they made a steel, a gold, and two-tone version originally. This is 18 karat yellow gold with a beautiful brushed finish, which really makes it. The brushed finishing on the bracelet was really nice. The integrated bracelet. The original caliber 1120, which was a JLC 920, has been replaced with the in-house caliber 2455 ultra thin movement with a gold rotor, and the loom has been added to the indices and hands. It has the white gold Maltese cross on the bottom right of the case, and although not a limited edition again, but boutique exclusive, this was released at Watches and Wonders in April. So I absolutely love this watch.
You know, Thomas, the one thing that I'm seeing a trend here, yes, in terms of case design, is
Yeah.
that like this Vacheron Constantine, the case design itself is starting to. There is a pattern that we see, like in the brand of Tissot PRX, and then what's the other one?
Integrated bracelets, yeah. I mean, like the Royal Oak, Nautilus.
Yes, yeah. So thank you, the Royal Oak. So the Royal Oak, Tissot PRX, and now VC all are starting to do this design. I can only surmise that they want to upkeep a very vintage look, very classic look, but with a very flat profile.
Originally, Vacheron brought this out when at the time in 1977, Vacheron brought this out as a sort of integrated bracelet competitor for the Royal Oak and the Nautilus. Yeah. So, I mean, this is the original on screen at the moment. This is the original that came out. But there you go.
This is the watch that gave birth to the overseas line. Basically, this is the original, the original Vacheron integrated bracelet watch, right? This is it, the 222.
Yeah, you see that's the original there.
Yeah.
And this is the new reissue.
The gold. Yeah. Well, the reissue, yeah.
But I like how simple it looks. How much are we talking in terms of numbers for this piece?
We're talking. It's not limited edition, but it's boutique only. It's again that could be. It's not a limited edition watch, so it doesn't say how many they'll be making, but it's a boutique exclusive. So it could be like the CK859. They could say all of a sudden, you know, it's we're not making it anymore. So it could be one of those things. It's 63,000. It's 63,500 Swiss francs. So it's a lot of money. But this has got to be one of my favorites of releases of the year. It's just
18 karat gold, yes?
yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so. 18 karat yellow gold. Yeah, that's correct. The
Mm.
brushed finish on the bracelet. Is that brushed finish on the bracelet? Just looks so nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Personally, I would have liked to see like a dark dial, maybe like a black onyx or something really dark, just to give it some contrast. But that's just me.
There you can see the original jumbo and the new version. The original jumbo on the right and the new version on the left. And,
So the original one looks like, I do not know, because the way that they chose the color for the watch face, maybe it's the lighting, could be the lighting, the position of how the camera is done. It generates a very patina kind of look, you know, like aged
right,
look.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Cool,
Yeah.
nice one. What's this 37 million?
It's 37 mil. Yeah, it's a banger of a watch. Oh, if I
I
had
prefer the steel one, to be honest. Yeah, I'm with Orange Hand on this one. I think the steel with the dark. If you see that dark one there, that I prefer that sort of look.
yeah, that's the original. So that's the vintage version. So
That's
if you
cool.
want one of those, that's you going vintage.
Yeah.
Will they be making a bigger one?
No, that is the vintage jumbo because it came in 3 sizes. So that's the vintage
I see.
jumbo. But that's mine. That's the one I'd go for. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Oh, if I could,
Wear
if
that around.
I could
It
have
look
one,
nice with a white shirt, you know, just cruising
yeah,
around.
if I could have one gold watch, solid gold watch, that'd be it.
Thomas, do me a favor. Which wrist do you wear if you bought this watch? Which wrist would you wear it on?
Left,
Okay.
on my left.
Hmm.
Left.
Can I see your skin
What
tone?
are you wearing there, Thomas? We didn't do a wristwatch check. Oh, you're wearing the
Finally, synchron.
yeah, man, that looks cool. I like that watch.
Ooh, hold on. That's the one that you featured just now, isn't it?
Yeah,
The man who says and wears it. Brilliant, Thomas. Well done.
This is
The Doxer, right? It's a Doxer.
no, it's
put it back on the wrist. It looks better on the wrist.
called Synchron. It's,
Synchron.
yeah, they made it just before Doxer released the Doxer Army. As a Synchron used to own Doxer.
Mm.
Rick Marai, who owns Synchron, was head of Doxer until 2019, and he left, and he now runs Synchron, and I think he pinched the idea of the Doxer Army and released it quickly, and 200 in black and 200 in steel. 200 in the normal steel colored, not DLC coated. 250, sorry, of each. And I think he just stole the idea and got there before Doxer released the Doxer Army. And they sold out straight away. It was a cheaper version than getting the Doxer Army. It was $900. So it was cheaper.
So what you actually have there is, in a sense, like the genesis? Would it be fair to say it's like the genesis of the piece?
No, the Doxer Army is the original.
I see.
Yeah. But it's a bit of a complicated story because Rick Marai had a lot to do with bringing Doxer back onto the map. He there's a story that he goes that he bought. He said to Doctor he would buy 1,000 conquistadors of the sub 300, I think it was, to get them to when they weren't popular and when they were just coming up again. He bought 1,000. He said he'd buy 1,000 conquistadors if they started making them again, and they did. And he's championed as being one of the people that brought the sub 300T back to popularity, back into production, should I say? But yeah.
To be fair to Thomas and JCB, since they've probably already done a wristwatch check, so I put on my watch which I just got home. It's a habit that I remove my watch, so I put it back on. So today I'm just wearing one of the not very pricey brand, but it's one of my let me get that right. So there we go. Yeah.
Wow.
Micro brand.
So this is the Carl von Zayton one. Hang on, let me take it off so that you guys don't have to tilt your heads. Right, there we go. Yeah, this was one of the watches I bought from a local shop. And so Carl von Zayton brand is actually made in Germany, and this is one of the pieces called the Black Forest edition. And I've always called the watch face, what do you call that? Mother of Pearl, MOP, because it looks very much like a mother of pearl. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And so let me just turn around and show you guys the movement.
Right.
Yeah, I used to call this the shaky rotor because I could sometimes, when I'm walking fast, I can actually feel the rotor moving when I stop. I can feel that that kind of that thing. Yeah. Let me get my table lamp on so you can see. Hang on.
I'm more interested in the front. It looks like it had like a double. It's got like 2 balance wheels. What's going on with that?
Actually, you know what, JCP, when I buy watches, right, I'm always captivated by the very first look, the impressions of it, So this piece, when I first got it, right, I like it how it has a very dome-shaped thing, and I do quite like how much there's so much happening inside there. Yeah. Ah, this is a very good camera focus. There we go.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah.
Very
So
cool.
as you can see at the 6 o'clock, there's the second hand that's moving. Yeah.
Yep.
So to me, I like Roman numerals. I think Roman numerals has started to kind of come back for me. So I do quite like Roman numerals, and the crown actually is very, very comfy to wind. Let me just do a little demonstration here.
Ooh.
Hope you guys can hear the winding. Yeah, so that's how it sounds. Yeah.
Chunky.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so let us go back to Thomas's.
Yeah, one more.
Well, I haven't. I'll just quickly in honor of
Transocean.
Let's see it.
One of my picks is a, believe it or not, is a Breitling. So
the Transocean. That's a beautiful watch, JCB. I love that watch of yours.
This is the period where they came out with the B logo, right? I call it the B logo.
Well, this is one of the first watches to reissue the B logo. The B logo was sort of lost in the wild for many, many years, and then they reintroduced it when they did this reissue. This is a reissue essentially of the Breitling Top Time reference 810. And they brought it out, obviously, it's a bigger size because it's got the B01 movement, it's a 43, but they brought out the yellow gold Breitling logo on this one. So yeah, cool piece.
Beautiful. Yeah. Can I just see the back the back of it, JCB?
Sure, man. I'll see if I can get that up there. I'll get it into focus. So there you go, that's the B01. So this was one of the first watches to be introduced with the B01 caliber back in 2009. It was this watch, the Transocean chronograph. You can see there, this is the limited edition version. See the engraving on the case side. This is number
Wow.
1091 of 2000. So they brought it out in this, the Navitimer, and the Chronomat. So the Chronomat also had the B01 caliber. So yeah, really, I was looking for, this is the first sort of nice watch that I purchased back in 2011, I think it was. So going back 11 years now. Yeah, just love the watch. Just a beautiful classic looking piece. Reverse panda layout, which I've just become a fan of this reverse panda layout for some reason. Don't ask me why. Just think it's really distinctive. You get those chrono subdials going on. You know, little date at 4:30, just sort of tucked out of the way. Old style pump pushes. Little bit thick. It's about 14.3, I think, but it's not too bad. You know, it's wearable. Obviously, the mesh bracelet.
This mesh bracelet you have, JCB, doesn't they know? You know, one thing about this is that they no longer actually. I don't really see this. When I wanted to get my Nevi, I was like, please have a Nevi on this mesh bracelet. Please have a Nevi timer with this shark mesh bracelet, and I really wanted that. But yeah, they came up with the very, I call it the very hard leather strap.
Yeah,
it's super hard. It's so hard that I think if you can whip somebody with it and it would probably hurt. Yeah.
Well,
truth be told, the leather is just like, it's so hard out of the box, just stock out of box. The leather is just hard. And
they've brought out new leather straps. We'll talk about those in a minute when we get on to Breitling. But let's get on to Thomas's picks,
Please.
and then we'll get on.
My last pick then. So this is my last pick of 5. Now, first released in 2020, Chapek and Chi. What am I saying? I'm butchering that pronunciation, but Chapek and Chi by the Antarctique. And 2021, Chapek released the Passage to Drake subline. This year, Chapek brought out 2 new colours with the textured dials that Chapek referred to as the Stairway to Eternity. And these dials are made by Combaming, and the dial factory owned by Karivuutalainen. And we see here this Chapek Antarctic Passage to Drake in Glacier Blue or Salmon dials. And the salmon dial is the one I'd go for if you just look.
Yeah, fuck, that's a banger, that salmon dial. Jesus.
That is just amazing. Uses the SX85 in-house caliber automatic, 40.5mm stainless steel case, 10.5 thick, 120 meters water resistant, 56 hours power reserve, and it's got trapezoidal textured to the dial. The indices have been reworked for those new variants with the more pronounced pointy tips and double indices instead of a number 12 o'clock. Although Chapek does offer the 12 numeral as an option, and the salmon dial appears almost golden in photos, more yellow than most salmon dials, but not too overstated. It's got a lovely C-Link integrated bracelet with a tapered design and polished center links. This salmon dial is limited to 99 pieces. It's got a thin crown guards and a big crown, and a great integrated bracelet watch like the Vacheron 222, the Parmigiani PF Tonda, GP Laureato, Royal Oak Nautilus, and the Tissot PRX, like we were saying before. You know, so I mean, that's the blue one. But look at that. Just wow.
It's so I love that texture. Wow.
The text is just something else.
Yeah, amazing. That shot in the sun with the light, this looked so good.
There you got the movement. It's
Movements, yeah.
amazing. Got a recycled platinum rotor.
Recycled platinum. Wow.
But yeah, that's a shot.
Yeah, look at that. That's banging.
Damn.
Oof. Yeah, nice watches. The problem with Chapek is they just don't they don't make enough watches, you know. Like
No.
or like they're waitlisted. As soon as something comes out, it's like fucking, you just can't buy these things anymore. It's just one of those brands that just took off maybe like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. It just took off. Like all of a sudden, they came out of nowhere. I've been following them for a long time since they sort of rejigged themselves and started up again. But I noticed the collectors, the community jumped onto Chapek properly. Yeah, like during the pandemic, it was like I was calling it the new Moser.
Yeah. Good.
I mean, it became the new Moser. It was like and now you can't even order these things. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Especially 99 pieces of this one. So.
Yeah. Apparently, they're gonna start. They've got a whole ton of investment. They're building some new facilities, or they're. I don't. So the thing is with Chapek, they don't actually make a lot of stuff. Most of the components are outsourced, and I think they assemble things. So they're trying to ramp up production somehow, and they're looking to increase. I heard Tim Mosso talking about it the other day. It was like going from, I don't know, a couple of thousand pieces to, or maybe a couple of hundred pieces a year to, a few thousand pieces a year. So they're trying to keep up with the demand, which is good.
Yeah. So that's my 5 picks. The Ultrachron, the Doxa Army, the Omega CK859, the Vacheron 222, and the Samandal Chapek Antarctic Passage to Drake. Yeah, so
cool. You got 5, I got 6. So yeah, nice picks, Thomas. Yeah, for the new pieces this year.
What year in watches? We've had some great releases. I mean, but I started off going for watches that I could afford, and then just went a bit sort of picked a couple that were out of reach, but that I'd really like. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I started off with only one watch that I could afford, I think, and then it starts getting out of hand. Like,
I know, JCB. It's almost like an addiction.
Oh man, yeah. Well, I'm Y2K. I'm one of those people that, like, I'm a dreamer. I don't like thinking about stuff that I can afford. I like thinking about stuff that I can't afford. So yeah, I'm always dreaming and thinking about the next big thing, which is not very good. But I think from out of the affordable, even this is still bloody expensive. That's AUD 12,000. So this year the Navitimer range was revamped, and the first major revamp of the Navitimer line, very, very long time, I would say. Even with the introduction of the B01 caliber, it was still just the Navitimer, the black dial Navitimer, back in 2009. This year, we saw, a whole range of colors, and particularly this ice blue Navitimer. I just love it. It's just so cool. And look at that color combo with the black, the black subdials. You've got the black slide rule bezel, which is a first for Breitling, because typically the slide rule bezel is always white on a Navitimer.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and on this black strap, Y2K, you were talking about the Breitling leather. But traditionally, and with your
thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick. Yeah, cheers, man. The watch that you have, Y2K, we spoke about this a few months back when And I think the one that you have has that thick, very very thick calf strap.
leather.
Now, so with George Kern, one of the things that he did was revamp the strap line. So you can see here, this is a thinner strap. The Breitling straps now, they don't have that thick leather and croc that they used to have. Now it's a much thinner, much more supple leather that they use on the watches. And this combo here that they've come out with in this ice blue is just absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful, beautiful watch. The blue is not. These pictures make it look a bit more blue in the metal. When you look at it, it's more subtle. It's more silvery. It's a silvery sort of blue. It's not as in your face as this. Even here, it looks a little bit more blue than what it is. I actually wish that in real life it was like this, to be honest. But still, I'm not going to complain. When you see it in the metal, it's still a banging piece. So B01 caliber. You saw my piece before here. They've what I like that they've done here with the rotor is they've taken metal out of the rotor so that you can see more of the movement.
Yeah.
Even still, it's not a particularly beautiful looking movement, but still, it's a chronograph movement. You can't, you can't really, they've the way that the architecture is of this movement, that they don't have much to see visually anyway. So it's good that they've taken out a big chunk of the rotor, and there you go. Look at that, just a killer piece.
Yeah.
So 43 mil with the B01 caliber. The caliber is quite big in this watch. That's why the watches generally tend to be 43 mil with these ones. I think it's 13.6 thick as well. So it's the numbers sound big, but when you get it on your wrist, it's actually fits really well. It wears really well, this piece. It's just a cool piece. And I think they've done a really good job with the new Navitimer range. It's really cool.
Yeah,
So that was my...
They did some lovely colours, greens, and did they do a yellow dial as well?
I think no, it's not yellow. I think they've got a coppery one. Let's have a look. So you can see them here. So there's a copper,
A green.
there's this light green, but they also do a dark green in the 46 mil one.
I love
Yes,
that I
the
love that
emerald
copper-
one, I
the
call
copper
it.
dial.
Yeah.
The copper dial's gorgeous, I think. That copper.
Yeah.
dial.
This silver one is cool as well. This one's really cool. So they've got, these are the 43s, and then in the 46, they've got some different colors actually. They've got like a dark blue in the 46. They've got a dark green in the 46, and maybe one or two other ones as well. So the 46, I tried the 46, and look, it's not as big as what you would think, but it's still a bit big. I mean, there's no reason, you just, if you're a big dude, then and you can pull off the 46, then you get the 46. But just normal average dudes, this is the one you go for. You go for the 43.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would definitely go for this icy blue one. I think it's just a really cool piece, very different, and it's just out there. It's the most out there Navitimer that they've ever made, I think.
Right. Yeah.
Navitimer is traditionally this one here, obviously the black and white and the blue and white. They've also had some limited editions where they've had all black ones as well, but never have they come out with this sort of stuff. Look at this copper and the mint green and the blue.
Yeah.
Just really, they're just brought a whole new dimension to the navies.
We were
It's,
talking about coloured dials the other week, weren't we? And just shows you that it's popular for it's the fashion of the moment for watches to be different colours.
Yeah, that's right. And particularly this icy blue, I think we've seen it, called different things like I mean, in other brands like Rolex, you've got, you know, like the turquoise, and Doxa has their blue.
Yeah, I mean, Zin brought out the 556 in a range of colors as well this year. I mean, yeah, lovely.
So that was that's sort of my in the sort of affordable, well, let's call it semi-affordable price range of like the nav timer. Moving on up to, this is the Recepi.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, we'll call this one, I'm just gonna, for short, I'll call it the RRCC2. So that's short for the Recepi Chronometre Contemporain #2. I think I spoke about this watch a little bit when we were talking about Grails, because
Yeah, you
I
did.
still like the first one. I like the first one better, but I still think this is a killer piece, because, you know, he's taken, you know, he's taken he's basically supercharged the first one and put in a brand new movement into this watch. So I think it's about 80 hours power reserve. Wow. And this has got deadbeat seconds as well.
Oh,
so
beautiful! I love deadbeat seconds.
Yeah, me too. It's just a super cool watch. Really cool watch. Enamel dial. This is a platinum case. 38 mil, and I think it's about 8.3 thick. So really nice dress. You know, sort of contemporary dress watch size. Comes in the, you know, you get the white. You've got this. I think it's rose gold with the sort of ivory enamel dial. Yeah, ivory Grand Foy enamel, or the black Grand Foy, and you can see the sort of the hand finishing on the seconds.
Sub-second hand, sub-second dial.
Yeah, this fully handmade. You know, obviously this is Recepi, so the finishing of the watch is just phenomenal. I mean, look, you can see all the angles, all of this hand polished, everything is hand worked. It's absolutely amazing. Attention to detail, just a stunning piece. Twin barrels. So there's the one is running the main oscillator, one for the deadbeat seconds.
Orange Hand's got a good comment here. Deadbeat seconds is great. The watch these look at your Recepi.
Very good one, Orange Hand. The spotters were like, oh, it's a cheap watch.
Oh man, they wouldn't even. They'd be like.
They probably wouldn't even know what a Recepi is.
Yeah, they think it was like another version of a Daniel Wellington or something like that. Okay. So this was the one that he did for.
Gorgeous. I love that one.
Yeah, this was the one that he did for Only Watch. So this is a one-off.
Is fascinating. Oh.
Yeah, it's a one-off piece. This one. It was an Only Watch piece. And I think that's where he's sort of experimenting with the dial finishing there, and then then he came out with this one, the #2. So yeah, just a really cool. Look, I'm not a dress watch guy, but I just love the. I really like the design of the dial. I
like the white one. The white one's pretty.
Yeah, I just think the way that he's done, and you were talking about Romans before, Y2K. I love he's just got these, just a couple of Romans. There's only, what's he got, 5 Romans on the dial.
So it's a bit more simplistic, not too crowded kind of situation.
Yeah, it's just a really cool, just a unique looking piece. And, you know, it's a Recepi to boot. So, you know, you're getting, you know, sort of the best of the best watchmaking.
You know, the seconds area just at the 6 o'clock, it looks like gravel.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like looks like gravel or like tarmac kind of the feeling of like the moon kind of surface kind of feeling.
Yeah. So it's a different finishing to the enamel that they've done here. Just really cool piece. So that was my second one. Now, this is an interesting one here. I really love the AP chronograph, and so this was a release back in January, and you might be thinking, well, JCB, it's just an AP chronograph. Like, why do you care about this, right? Why is it such a such a big deal, right? But you can notice the symmetry of the subdials now, how they're the same size. Now, I brought up, this is the previous generation, okay? And what they did was they messed with the subdials. They made the two side ones bigger and the seconds at the bottom smaller, and they're a different color to the main dial. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I was just thinking, when this came out, I was like, why the hell did you mess with the watch? You just fucked up one of the greatest watches of all time. And so this was sort of like the previous generation. And the one before that, it actually looked like this. So what they've done now is they've gone back to what the AP Chrono used to look like. And it just looks so much better in my opinion. This, and particularly this blue one. I mean, this is the banger, stunning watch. Like, this is the watch, man. If I could have any AP, I mean, besides the ceramic, the ceramic ones out of the steel, this one here is a banger. Hang on. We have.
You don't prefer the panda dials?
What? What happened?
Lily. Alright, I'll be out in a minute. Mrs. Beaver dropping in.
I'm
Hello,
doing better.
Mrs. Beaver.
Oh, hello. Can they see me?
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
So that's the AP 41mm chrono. It's just I think this is the blue one here. I mean, AP is just getting beyond. It's just so in demand. Going back when I was getting into watches, this is the crazy thing. Back when I was getting into watches, back in the 2010, 2011, you could pick these up all day for about 30K, something like that. Now, forget about it, man. Forget it.
Now, isn't it? Yeah.
You have to be, invited to buy them, and there's a whole rigmarole around it, and it's just a nightmare. So anyway, that was, if you're an AP person and you're into the chronos, you'll get what I'm talking about. But average punters probably like, JCB, what are you talking about? All right, so that was the AP. I think that's really cool. So we saw that one. Let's move on. This is what you talked about, gold Vacherons before, Thomas.
Yeah. The
This is
overseas
my,
you go for.
yeah, I think I put this up on the Grail list a couple of weeks back. So this is,
Skeleton as well. I know you love your skeleton watches. The skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting into skeletons a lot lately. Yeah, I think I'll pick one up eventually. I reckon this is just one of the coolest watches going around at the moment.
I love it.
Oh man,
I
this
love
is
it.
dope. It's just crazy. The Vacheron ultra thin perpetual calendar skeleton in pink gold with blue accents on the dial. Just grail material. Just stunning piece.
Is it
The
40
thing is-
millimeters, yes?
It's a 41mm, and the thing is, it's thin. I think I'm gonna say 8mm. 8mm.
Mm.
So just to put into perspective, that the Vacheron chronograph, okay, the chronograph is about 13.6mm thick. Okay, this one is about 8mm, and it's a perpetual calendar with moon phase. So it's super complicated in an ultra thin case. Just stunning watchmaking from Vacheron. This is the upper upper echelon of Vacheron watchmaking, if you ask me. Just stunning, just banging piece. You can see the detail. There's even on the moon phase, they've got like this celestial sort of stuff going on. Really cool.
I like the way you can see the cogwheels on the moon phase, so to make it rotate.
Yeah, cool, isn't it?
Yeah, nice.
JCB, I always this might make me sound very prejudiced, yeah. But whenever I
Yeah.
see any watch that has so much complication, and
Yeah.
this one is very rare because, you know me. I like Beauvais and I like watches with skeleton design, and
Yeah.
sometimes the ideology of skeleton is that people want less, but in this instant, with the
Yeah.
skeleton design, the
Yeah.
color contrasting, the font and the text is just perfect, and I like this one very much.
Yeah, I get it's not going to be for everyone, for sure. Like skeleton watches in general, they're not for everyone, and I used to not really be into them, to be honest. But the more, like my brain, like I'm sort of like a sick puppy. The more I get into the watch hobby, the more crazy I want my stuff to be. Like I hate boring watches, like the Recepi is probably the most boring watch that you'll see me. I mean, I'm normally not into that sort of stuff. This is the sort of stuff that I'm getting into these days.
Yeah.
So I don't ask me why. It's just maybe I'm getting desensitized to watches, and I just want more watches with like crazy stuff going on. That I just have no idea. But this is cool because you can, if you don't want to wear the full gold, you can swap it out for a leather or a rubber strap, and that changes the whole.
It's a great thing about the overseas, isn't it? The interchangeable strap system. Yeah.
So you think that's crazy? Have a look at this thing, man.
Oh, legacy machine, sequential lever. Wow.
Uh oh,
So
JCB. It wasn't me. I didn't influence you.
Nah, it's not you, man. That's not you. I'm a massive MB&F fan. I'm not sure if you guys know that, but people who know me, they know that I love MB&F. I love MB&F because it's more from a philosophical point of view. It's about innovation, and it's about bringing together the best people in the industry to collaborate and bring out new watches, right? So Max Buser, he's still a pretty young dude, right? He was a young guy when he was the head of Harry Winston.
Harry Winston,
Harry Winston. He's been in the industry, obviously. I think he was a sort of a manager at IWC or something. Then he got this gig.
Was it JLC?
Maybe JLC and it's about friendship. That's right, Flip. And when he was at Harry Winston, he started collaborating with people, and his first pieces he brought together like FP Jean, Kari Voutilainen. He was bringing together the best dudes in the industry to make the Opus series, right? That's why the Opus
collaborating with the top, the best of the best. Absolutely, yeah, like you say.
100%. Like if you look at Opus series now, like looking back now at like Opus 1, Opus 2, they're some of the coolest watches going around. They're just amazing because they were designed by like Jean and Voutilainen and these sort of guys, right? So he took that business model and created his own company, MB&F, and it's all in the name. It's Max Buser and Friends.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what it's about. Even in the name, it's about exactly friendship, but it's about collaboration, right? So that's what I really like about his business model. And here this is the first chronograph that MB&F have come out with, designed by a guy called Stephen, what's his name? Stephen Donaldson or Stephen McDonald. He's an Irish guy. He's like a genius.
Yeah,
who
yeah.
came out.
You mentioned Steve McDonald last time, and I got him mixed up with the McGonagall brothers, Stephen McGonagall, and
Yeah,
they're Irish watchmakers, Stephen and John McGonagall, and it is actually Stephen McDonald. He's a man from Belfast.
yeah, that's the dude. He's like some genius. He designed the movement for the legacy machine perpetual, okay,
Right,
which was
yeah.
their perpetual calendar, which is the watch that I had on my grey list. This year he came out with this watch. So this is a revolutionary type of chronograph because of the way that it works. You've actually got
How many pushers has it got? It's got 5 pushers.
Yeah, so it's got 5, and that's this pusher here on the left is the key one here, right? What you've actually got here is 2 chronographs, not 1. You've got 2. So
Wow.
you've got 2 separate chronographs. This is your minutes and seconds and 30-minute counter for one chronograph, and then you've got seconds and 30-minute chronograph counter for the other chronograph. So there's 2 chronographs here, plus obviously the time.
Yeah.
And so you can control this chronograph with this as a stop, start, reset. On this side, you've got stop, start, reset. This button here allows you to control both chronographs at the same time. You can stop and start both of the chronographs
Right, interesting.
at the same time. Yeah, so even if let's just say you start this chronograph, right, and that one's timing, and then you start this one to time another event. So you've got these 2 chronographs going. If something happens, while you're timing, and you just want to stop both of them at once, you press this button. Okay, so then you press that one, and that'll stop them both, and then you can start them both as well with this one. So using this button here, you can do all sorts of permutations with the timing, and you can time different events, and do all sorts of weird stuff. So what's this? Wonder if watches. Hey guys, holy crap! That's love the orange background. Does it do multiple time zones too? No, this is just dual chronographs. So two chronographs. It's not any GMT or time zone sort of function. It's just this twin chronograph setup. So I think, yeah, I mean, there's obviously when you're the things that you can do with a watch, I think, is probably much more than I can explain, now just on this show. But if you had this watch, I just think it's just a super cool watch from a technical point of view. I get that the look is not for everyone because it's so busy, but that's an MB&F thing. If you get MB&F, then you get this watch, and you can live with it. You can dig it, So I think this is just super massive release. I reckon this year, one of the coolest pieces to come out.
What's the price on this one then?
That's a really good question. I'm not sure, to be honest. I haven't even looked at the price. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what it would be, man. I think from memory, I think it's about somewhere around €100, maybe. That's maybe somewhere around 100, maybe Swiss francs, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Maybe
Can't
we can
be
shop.
MB&F though, can you? For amazing design and
Let's see.
This is the Legacy series, yes? Is it Legacy
Legacy machines, yeah, 172 Swiss francs.
That was a little bit off. That was a little bit.
Francs. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, this is in the Legacy Machine series. Yeah, Legacy Machine is characterized by the big balance wheel.
Balance spring, yeah.
Yeah, over the top. But just I mean, these watches are for, I mean, like, why would you get like a Richard Mille or something that costs 3 times the price when you can get something like this? You know what I mean? This is sort of when you're playing in that sort of price range and you're playing in that part of the game. This is where I would be putting my money, as opposed to going for something like Richard Mille or something like that. I mean, this is sort of where it's at. Really, really, really cool piece. And so that's that one. That's the MBNF, the sequential, and then the last one here. I think this one came out earlier. Yeah, this is sort of Watches and Wonders. We spoke about this one as well a few weeks ago, but we spoke about the limited edition for what was that? What's that retailer in Singapore, YCK?
Watches of Switzerland?
Hourglass.
Hourglass.
No,
Or Cortina?
No,
Cortina?
it was
I remember the
Cortina. The Cortina.
Cortina. Yeah.
This watch, I think. So that's what it was, the Cortina limited edition. But this is the one that's based on. Obviously, this is it's called Moses cylindrical tourbillon.
Yeah, wow.
And man, this is probably one of this. I'd say this is my favorite release of the year so far. Absolutely banging piece. So flying tourbillon. It's called a cylindrical tourbillon because the hairspring is cylindrical, and that's supposed to give it some special properties or whatever. But again, another skeleton. You can see a bit of a theme here with my watch collecting, or my dream watch collecting, I should say. And look at this. Look at how they've done the dial. This is a ceramic compound which is luminescent. It looks like little strips of toothpaste or something. It's so thick and just really interesting. I think really cool. Just stunning piece. I'm not a big Moser fan, mind you, but this watch has really gotten me.
The cylindrical tourbillon's amazing. I think the way the way it looks is fascinating. Just a quick question from Wonder Watches again. I think he's referring to the MB&F. Is zirconium lightweight? I believe it is Wonder Watches. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Zirconium is it's ceramic basically. Yeah, zirconium. So they use zirconium in things like knee replacements and those sorts of things. It's one of the hardest forms of ceramic that you can get your hands on, actually. So yeah, lightweight, strong, and obviously with ceramic comes the brittleness, but it's a very lightweight material. Very light, it's super strong, very, very strong material.
So back to the Moser, amazing.
Yeah, the Moser. This one's cool as well because I think it's got like 150 meters water resistance as well. So it's actually been designed to be wearable. Yeah, they've really thought this one through. They've manufactured it and made it really well. It just looks stunning. How robust it would be. Look at how it looks, sort of quite delicate. So sure, it's got 150 meters, but you wouldn't want to be dropping it or doing anything super crazy with it. Given the mechanics of what's going on here. But I still just think, just look at this thing. It's just stunning. Look at the loom there.
The loom made it look amazing in the dark.
So that's this. They call it Globy Bright or something like that.
Really, they've thought up some names for the loom.
They've got a name. It's actually a lumen. It's a ceramic. That's another ceramic compound that they've put into this watch. That loom. It's luminous ceramic. So they're really pushing boundaries, I think, with material design. Just all comes together in this piece that is just a stunner, real banger of a piece coming from Moser. Hats off to Moser for coming up with this watch. Really, I just think it's amazing. Like I'll just wear this all day, every day, no
Yeah, I
problem
mean,
at all.
if you look at that photo, you can understand Wonder Watch's comments. The skeletonization's unbelievable. The bridges are
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah. Look at the rotor. Look at that, how thin that is.
fascinating. Isn't it? It's just amazing feat that of engineering. Just
Just
amazing.
to add to Thomas and JCB's, what they're basically saying, I think the designers of the piece also didn't want the watch to come off as very bulky. So, in a way, they considered the ergonomics of comfort for the wearer as well.
100%. Yeah. So this is a shade under 43 mil. So it's on the larger side, but not huge. I think it would wear quite nicely, to be honest. Yeah, it's just, you can see the lugs are quite short. It's got a shorter lug to lug, so the 43 mil I don't think would be too offensive. So those lugs are nice and compact, so it would just fit nicely across the wrist. Yeah, just a banger. Not sure what the price is on this one. Let's have a look. Sorry, let's get down. 90 US, 89.6 US.
Right.
So I think relative to other watches that are at that sort of price, is it value? Value for money is subjective, obviously, but I think it's a pretty good buy.
It's a tourbillon, and it's a cylindrical tourbillon of that. I mean, so it's you're getting what you pay for. And Moe's are just a brilliant company, I think. The Heinrich.
Yeah, 20. So there you go. That's for me this year. The sort of the pieces that jumped out at me really. Obviously, there's been a whole ton of watches, but they were the main ones for me.
Yeah, Wonder Watch is saying the case actually looks traditional, which adds to the whole vibe. Absolutely beautiful. I agree with the watches. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. There you
So
go.
there are your picks, JCB. Have we got any picks, Y2K?
Too many to name. Too many. So I've decided I shall be very. But I also realized today is, this year has been very interesting because everyone on Escapement has always thought that I'm always a chunky monkey one. So this time around, I decided to give other kinds of timepieces a bit of a chance. So some people might be thinking maybe lightning has struck my head or something and changed the wiring of my brain. And so
I'm gonna guess that you chose the Omega Ultra Deep.
Oh no. Okay, to be fair, Thomas, I cannot give a definitive answer because especially for certain watches, for Ultra Deep, there are I have between me and that particular piece, there are controversies that I have against that piece. So I will discuss that later when we get to Omega. Yeah. Let me share my screen. And today, where is this? So my very first piece is the Breguet.
Oh yeah, interesting.
I've been telling you that I think lightning must have struck my head because I think JCB and Thomas and everyone in the chat, I don't usually like to wear leather pieces because I have an issue with leather straps, especially in the heat.
Yeah, I can imagine.
My skin gets very itchy if I start wearing leather watches, and it's hot, and I don't like the feeling that, well, like you sweat and everything, and I like my leather straps not to stink. So, but irregardless of leather straps, I felt that one of the releases this year that I really must recognize is the Breguet watch. And so this is one of the pieces I would really give a lot of attention to for Breguet. Yeah. So to me, this piece is actually an 18 karat gold with a self-winding movement. Of course, the size is it's on the tolerable size. It's like 39 millimeters for most people. But for me, I think that whenever you have a watch that's especially with the moon phase, day and date, and the dial and everything, I would like this to be 40 millimeters. But I think that when I actually went, I can't remember if I actually saw this in real life. Too many watches in my head already. But I can only say that this is one of the pieces. I do quite like the Breguet brand itself. Yes, I do. I do look at the brand of the watch, especially because of the quality control. So one of the
Well,
prerequisites.
you're talking to two Breguet converts here, mate. So yeah.
Oh, so thank you, JCB. So, like in terms of quality control, quality assurance, Breguet is one of the brands that I really do like a lot. And
Yeah,
yeah,
my favorite brand at the moment, to be honest with you, Breguet. I mean, I love the classiques like you've got on show here. They're just,
yeah,
I love those lugs. I
you
love
just
the
changed the pictures for everyone to see. So there are certain color configurations. So if you don't want to have it too,
white gold or rose gold.
yeah,
Yeah.
you've got blue and
No.
change the straps and the watch case. Yeah.
Is it
Just like-
possible to zoom in, like
Zoom
click
in?
on the?
Hang on.
Yeah,
Let
I
me
just
see.
want to see what's
There we
going
go.
on.
Can you see?
Alright,
Oh,
so we've got so day and date obviously
Mm.
there, and
You've got the
then
seconds.
yeah,
The
what's
moon.
going on at the top
Hi,
there?
good to see you, Pocket Watch Time. Just like to say hello.
Hello, Pocket Watch. So I believe
Hey,
there's a moon
yeah, hey,
phase up there. Yeah.
What's
So
what's the numbers up at the top? The 0 to 29.5. Do we know what that is?
that's a very good question, JCB. I haven't actually looked into that.
Okay.
As you are aware, whenever it comes to
Okay.
dress watches, I normally just gun in for aesthetics and quality.
Yeah.
So I believe, but I think I should look into what that 0 to 29.5 is, and if anyone in our viewers tonight has any
Is it a
idea
calendar?
about,
Is it to do with the calendar?
but
To do with the
you've
moon
got, like,
phase, I reckon.
sorry.
Maybe. It could be something to do with the moon phase, perhaps. I'm not sure.
Yes,
but-
I think it's something got to do with the moon phase. Yeah, let me see.
Anyway, maybe it can be research for next week's
Yeah,
show.
Yes.
I think the lunar calendar is different from our normal calendar, isn't it? I think the moon phase happens every 29.5 days or something. So it could be
For certain months, yes. Like for
Pardon?
certain months, right?
Yeah,
What's it?
yeah.
JCB, yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure. I think I think the lunar calendar just works maybe slightly differently. I mean maybe that's how it runs. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure.
think it could be something to do with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to let
Interesting
you
one.
guys.
The reason I asked is because you hardly ever see a scale like that to 29.5 on a watch. It's always if it's the date, it's obviously going to go up to 31. But it looks like you've got a date window over on the side there.
Yeah, the
So
2
probably-
o'clock mark, yeah?
Yeah, I think that'll be telling you that it's the 7th.
Yeah.
Thursday the 7th, and then you've got your moon phase. But that like there's nothing there's no pointer on that top 0 to 29.5.
Yeah,
There's no
the dial, yeah, it doesn't.
there's nothing pointing to that. So it's just that's why I'm just wondering what the hell is it? Like what's it for? So it's got to have something to do with the moon phase if there's no pointer to it, I reckon.
If let me just shoot a guess, yeah? Just a wild guess. I assume with my very simple mind that I think based on the how they set up, it probably when you look at the sky at night at the night time, it could be reflecting towards what is actually you're seeing at night. Like, is it like a half crescent or is it a full crescent? So is it a full moon or is it like a crescent or a half moon? Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot a wild guess. for that moon phase there. But in retrospect, you know, whenever people ask me about dress watches, which I don't quite like because of leather, Breguet, this piece is one piece I would look to today, you know, realistically. And
Yeah, look at all the different finishing that you get on the dial there. It's really cool. All that
you have, JCB, we have 9 variations of it, you know.
The engine
Yeah,
turning, yeah.
Like each sector of the dial has a different engine turning pattern on it.
Now, if you notice, right, just below the 12 o'clock, you see the Breguet 9. I call it Breguet 900. Yes. Now, if we go to the other variant, this one. Okay. Now I'm gonna make this up. Okay. I'm not gonna. So you see, there's a difference in the number. So we saw the previous one 900. This is 444. Yeah. So I am thinking these are probably the different numbers for categorizing the different variants of the timepieces. Like even for this one, is it the same? Okay. Yeah, as you can tell, each of them all have very different numbers. Just below the 12 o'clock, you see Breguet 1808. You see.
Yeah, it must be something to do with the configuration, right?
So to not hold up everyone.
Yeah, there we go. Wonder of watches. The moon phase from new moon to new moon is 29.5. Yeah, there you go.
So they look. Thanks, JCB. So they look at a month, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Wonder of Watches. Yeah. I knew it had something to do with the moon phase for sure.
Something about that lunar calendar.
Yeah.
Just like to say, all the chat, if you want to put your favorite watch releases this year so far in the chat, we can possibly bring them up later on.
Yeah, definitely. Good idea.
Yeah.
Not surprised. Singapore. What's
your
that?
favorite watch releases in the chat. I can try and bring them up. So sorry about that, Y2K. Carry on.
It's all good. No worries. Yeah, please share your favorite watch releases this year, ladies and gentlemen, in the chats.
Can I hijack your Breguet discussion? Can you go into timepiece? Can you go into the tradition ones collection? Go to collection tradition. Yeah, click on that one.
I'm hitting that.
Yeah, go to the one. Go to the second one from the left.
Second one from the left. This one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, this one came out this year as well. Look at this one, man. This is insane.
Why are you poisoning me, JCB?
This is the one.
Man, you're poisoning me.
Look at this thing, man. The blue with the retro. It's retrograde date basically. Oh man, this is just.
I like this as a skeleton watch. Yes.
Yeah.
But in terms of, you know, I guess sometimes we all have stereotypes, even down to watches, you know. So in our minds, we always believe that dress watches cannot have so much happening. You know, dressy watches must have leather strap. They must be simple. They must have Roman numerals. They cannot have so much things happening. But this one, I have to agree with you, JCB.
This thing, man, these watches, when you see them in the metal, they're just so cool. They're just so cool. They're just unbelievable. They are just mental. Just stunning machines.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if I went with JCB, no, it's okay, JCB. If I went with you, right, you know what I'll do? I would have gone for this one. If I wanted this configuration, I would.
Yeah, the gold. Yeah, the rose gold. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I would go for this for sure.
Yeah, that's a stunner.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. This is just all right for me. You know, this is it's simple. Yeah, but the go big or go gold or go home kind of thing. Go gold or go home. All right, let me not hold you guys up. Let me move on to my next one. So this is. Can you guys see my next one?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So my next one is the Bulgari Octo Finissimo watch. So I think This year, 2022, I really wanted to cover, especially like the releases, like some people that actually don't actually have a lot of coverage on, or actually have a lot of knowledge on. But Bulgari is one of my favorite brands. So if it wasn't for like like money wasn't a problem, I would definitely target a Bulgari watch, especially. I think the whole Finissimo line to me is one of the lines that I actually like very much. Um, I have not actually seen this one because it's quite hard to find. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this Bulgari Octo Finissimo watch, which is a satin polish 18 karat gold, is currently out of stock and costs a whopping 62,800 Singapore dollars, including 7% GST. So this is actually one of the very hard to find pieces. But the one that I have seen in the grey market that started to appear is the signature Finissimo. I call it signature Finissimo, which is in silver. It's like matte brushed silver. Yeah, so I actually like the gold version of this one. Yeah.
Yeah, I've yeah, I'm still trying to find my way with the Bulgari Octo Finissimo line.
Yeah.
I think the design is sort of what's the word? It's sort of too cool for me, if in a way, like it's so avant-garde.
But you're cool.
Huh?
But you are cool.
Thank you. I am cool, but this is even too cool for me. I feel it's very angular. As I said, I'm still trying to feel my way into Bulgari. One I saw was the skeleton version. Surprise, surprise! I saw it in the window and I thought, yeah, that's really cool. But see how there's all these angles and there's all these. It's just the angles, I think, with the case.
Yeah.
And everything. You need to get your head around it a little bit, I think.
The octagon shape is especially for such, and the thing about the Octo Finissimo line is that they are even though they look very octagon looking, and some people might say it's not really their style, but I have to really say that this piece, especially the Finissimo line itself, not just this piece, is carrying itself a very low profile. It's not thick. It's smooth.
Hi, JJ. Good to see you.
Yeah, hey, Junior.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
hello, J. Gray. So I quite fancy this piece in gold, especially when you look at how it's been worn.
It's a lovely watch out Y2K. Yeah.
Really
and
nice.
gold, ladies and gentlemen, Thomas JCD.
I mean, they
especially this picture.
They brought out quite a few Octo Finissimos this year. They brought out some skeleton ones, some different gold ones, and they brought out one with a mirrored dial. I think it was.
Yeah, I saw that mirrored one the other day. Yeah, I mean, I saw it online. Yeah.
So
what I love about the line is that it's thin. What their sort of claim to fame or what they're trying to do is produce the thinnest watches out there. And I've become a real convert to thin watches for some reason. I really dig thinner pieces just because they're wearable. They slide under your cuffs and they're unobtrusive. They're for every day. They're much more manageable than thicker pieces.
And like Wonder Watch, it says the bracelet on them is so exquisite. The way it wraps around the wrist is so well articulated. It really is an amazing bracelet as well. That matches up with the thin case of the watch.
Yeah, they're like super thin.
For sure. And so to me, I would say that just like how Thomas says that he has one gold piece that he likes, this is my gold piece.
Yeah,
a Bulgari.
Great choice.
And it's really classy. I like the classiness. So I really recommend everybody to, if you have an opportunity, not just explore the Octo Finissimo in 18K gold. Check out the one that's also in silver. I think it's also going to be a looker as well. Yeah. Let me see if there's any other.
I think it's a design classic the Octo Finissimo. I think it's a great one.
Yeah,
So
I think you're right, Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah. So there are a few iterations to the different types of Octo Finissimo. So this is the standard line. Actually, to be honest, I like both the gold and the silver. Yeah. So they're actually both really very nice looking.
They brought out that one which had the drawing of the chronograph on the dial.
Yes, you're right. Thomas, I saw one live in person. Is it this one? I remember seeing it because I snapped a picture of it in a grey market shop, and I sent it. I think this is the one. Special. Is it this one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. So this is the one that I actually took a picture and showed to Alexander Fortis from Perpetual Time, and I
Yeah,
said, this is the one that's the sketching of a watch face.
That's
Really?
crazy, man. Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not. I know it's like it's a bit like rough. It's like a rough draft. But I tell you one thing that I think it's just artistic. It's just simplicity in art.
But it is an actual chronograph. It's a chronograph. It actually is a chronograph, but they've actually drawn the subdials. It looks like it's a designer's sketch.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like it's sort of almost like a it's a sketch, not a
So
blueprint.
don't be
but
fooled, everybody. It is, as Thomas and JCB said, it's a working chronograph. It's not just somebody took a pencil and draw and it's just there for show. It really works. Yeah. And you can't really believe it because when I saw it at the window, pictures online don't do the same justice. So, but of course, as with any kind of timepiece, there is always the hidden I expect, the hidden kind of expectation that all the face must be completed, not like there cannot be imperfections, kind of thing. Yeah.
I think Alex Forti is looking to buy one of these, isn't he? He wants to get one of these Octo Finissimos, not necessarily the chronograph, but he's after an Octo Finissimo.
Yes, I remember him talking about it. Yeah. So yeah, here's just a 360, and to show you the way that it looks and the movement. All right, so we've looked at this as my second choice. Let us move.
Yeah, if Patek Philippe can handwrite the dial, why not? Bulgari.
Now that's why I'm telling you guys. I think the lightning must have struck my head or something, because now I don't usually talk about dress watches, but I felt like, what, let's give it a chance. So another.
Did you fall down the stairs or something?
No, I think I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I probably had too much beer, too much Heineken yesterday. No, I had a party with a friend's birthday, and I had I think we call it a beer tower. It's basically like a big jug with beer. I think I've got too much beer in my head already. When I was finalizing my choices, I was like, why am I choosing this? You know what? Okay, let's just go with it.
Yeah.
So I think, so this is another one from Glacier Original, the Panomatic calendar. I believe I have seen this one. I think I know that when Jamie was in Singapore, we went into Glacier Original. I think we saw this one. If I'm not wrong, it was this one. Yeah. And because I think for dress pieces, really, Breguet is one, Glacier Original is one, but of course, once again, I have issues with leather, so I have to be very careful when it comes to, making the purchase. Definitely. So the pricing for these are about 45,200 Singapore dollars. There's a difference about a few $100 in terms of the fastener or the claps you have. The fold fastener will be a bit more expensive than the claps. Yeah. So it's cased in a warm red gold. They don't call it. We call it like rose gold, but Glacier calls it red gold. Red gold, rose gold. I think it's just the way they want to call it. Brown. They call it. Where is it? Yeah. So I think it's the way that they call about the the reflection of the light. Yeah, the satin, polished satin brush surfaces reflect light, so they call it warm red gold. Yeah.
When you were in the shop, in the glass shooter shop, did you handle this watch, Y2K?
I believe we saw two. There were two
Yeah.
versions of it. One was in a
Yeah.
darker. I think one was. I think blackface. Was it a blackface one? I believe there's two versions of this one. Yeah, but in the end of it, I still like the gold. I called it a rose gold, but actually it's warm red. Let me just go there. Yes, I believe there were two versions of this one. So I think there's only one variation. Okay, interesting. So yeah, I saw one that was actually a black one, but I did not know is it the one on the left. Yeah, but the one on the right is definitely. Yeah, that's a skeleton. It's actually on a different level because it's skeletonized. I believe they have a black one. Yeah, for this one. Yeah.
Yeah, I really rate Glass Shooter Original.
Yeah,
Like
me
the
Yeah.
quality, the quality is just phenomenal. Great, they're just fantastic watches.
great
For the-
watches.
Yeah, and for this one, if you said comparing this to the Breguet, the glass shoot might actually win me over because of the size, the dimensions. I always do. I'm a bit picky in terms of the dimensions because I do quite like it to be bigger. So it doesn't have to be chunkier, but I think the watch face to me has to be bigger so that when I look at it with my myopic eyesight, I can still be able to see, oh, it's what time it is, blah blah blah, and the date. But I give credits to glass shoot, especially for the the date window. Most dress watches, the date windows are always like, I'm not trying to judge that, but realistically, like almost minusculely small numbers that you need to kind of find. But for this piece, it's actually quite prominently there, and the numbers on the date are actually much larger than the. I think that's the month. Is that the month? Yes. So the month. Let me call it the month counter. This is from the 3 to the 6 p.m. So I think the date is actually the most important one. Is actually the font is bigger than the month. That's the most important. Yeah.
Big
Right.
feature, I think, as well. Lovely feature.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That's
So it tells you month as well. Nice.
yeah. So
It's
you
on-
get the month from 3 to 6. Yeah.
25th of August there.
And yeah, so Glasshoot calls this, they term it the new movement with a calendar running a new caliber of the 92-09. Yeah.
Oh, look at that movement, man. Can you zoom? Can you click on that?
Let me see. Does it work?
No, I think so.
Oh, there's a video. Let me see.
That's a
Case.
video, yeah.
I'll,
It's only 12.4 thick as well, which is good.
yes, very comfortable size.
Nice, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
I remember I looked at the Panamatic Luna.
Hi,
Hey guys.
See you.
Amy.
Hey, Jamie.
Hello, mate. Hi.
Welcome. This look familiar to you, Jamie?
Well, that's kind of why I jumped on. It does look familiar, but it's glass hoop, right? Glass hoop original. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one that I really like is from JLC, the Duometra.
Oh, the Duometra. Okay.
Yeah. I'm losing my head about this watch. Just really wanting it and figuring out how to get it. Yeah, but it looks similar. Is that why you ask if it looks similar because of that?
Yes, because
Yeah.
I remembered we actually went into the JLC and we looked at that piece that you just spoke about.
Yeah.
The very big bombastic flashy name.
Duometra.
Yeah, Duometra.
It's gorgeous. It's about £30,000, isn't it, the Duometra?
JLC.
Well, no. I mean, there is a solution because this JLC Duometra on the grey market is significantly less. And the particular one, it's the moon phase with the, you know, where you can see inside.
Yes.
So go down. Yeah. The top right one. Top right.
Oh, top
No,
right
that's
one.
the world time. The third one. That's the one. Quantien Lunaire. But you can get this. I mean, I've seen them. So this is what is that Singapore dollars or US?
Let me just
That's
check it for
US.
you.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's US.
it's in dollars. Yeah.
I've seen them 25, 30 US, you know, 5-10 years old. I think if you were going to get this watch, you'd have to be buying it grey or secondary, whatever
Sure,
you
yeah,
want.
get it on the secondary.
Joe, good to see you.
Yeah, that's
So-
mental. That thing. Far out.
Movement.
But this
for you
watch
guys.
is incredible. This watch
It really
is
yeah.
top, like JLC. JLC is just so special, so special.
I know.
It's
I
it's
agree,
a wonderful company, and I mean this is really. I mean they've got some really special pieces, but I think this is at the top end of JLC's line of watches. You got different ones, but I think this is the near the top end, as good as it gets.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
say,
so-
as Jamie was saying, yeah. So Jamie, JLC or glass shoot? Since you've seen
I
both now.
couldn't. No, I have nothing to say against Glasshoot. I don't know really enough about it, but you know, I'm down this JLC. I got my Reverso, my Duoface Tribute, and then I've got my the Atmos clock. You know, so I'm already in the JLC rabbit hole, and this could be the final piece.
Yeah. What a piece as well.
Yeah, so
I remember seeing the one at the London Watch Show.
yeah,
And it
because
was
that split second, so it's a sixth of a second, the center dial at the bottom. They say it's super accurate because when you want to set your watch, you've got that added extra of being able to see a sixth of a second to time it.
Is it an eighth of a second or sixth of a second?
Well, I'm seeing 6 on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh,
Yeah, sixth of a second.
Sixth of
Yeah.
a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got two barrels which you wind. So to wind it, you wind it clockwise and also anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise.
And it has 2 power reserves. One powers one part of the watch, one powers another part. But yeah, so you can see to the side of the split seconds, you can see the power reserve indicator. So I really like that as well. That's really cool. You got the moon phase. I mean, it's just a really advanced watch, and
Yeah.
what a great company. The only slight thing for me was the size of it. I was a little bit concerned with it being 42 millimeters, but I put it on and I can get away with it. I can live with it.
To be honest, it doesn't feel like a 42 millimeters actually. Oh, I would passed it over
Yeah.
40 millimeters. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
This is a great competitor in terms of
Glasshoot.
dressy. Yeah, for dressy pieces.
I
with
can't.
moon
I
phase.
think. Yeah, I think Glasshoot is. I think JLC is
This is not
several steps ahead. Yeah,
For sure.
several steps ahead of Glasshoot. But nothing wrong with Glasshoot. You know, Mike the Snake. He was saying about the pano inverse.
Yes,
Is-
the pano inverse.
is
He's
it
always
panomatic?
wanted that.
Yeah, and so I had a good look at that, and it's a beautiful watch. Lovely, beautiful.
The one, Jamie, the one that you mentioned that Mike the Snake likes, it's a lot more simple. So I think it's not too busy. Yeah, I think the panel inverse one that you do. Yeah.
So what else have you got then?
Yes. Let me go on. So I wanted to also cover Seiko as well. I think the
Yeah.
Seiko is, just for, we've been talking about very high-end pieces. So Seiko actually is
Yes.
launching.
The Seiko 5.
Correct. Yeah.
Seiko 5 Sports
GMT.
GMT. Yeah.
GMT series, ladies and gentlemen. So
Hey,
keep your
came out
eyes out.
Dial, came out in a black dial, a blue dial, and an orange dial. And I
Yes.
know a couple of people who bought the orange dial. Wonder Watches has bought the orange dial himself. And
Abdul showed us his one last week.
yeah, he loves it. And Abdul had an orange dial on last week. Yeah.
There you go. So this is the orange style one. There is the blue and the black. Also pay attention that this time around, Seiko is also, including the signature like Jubilee bracelet too. I think Seiko's beginning to realize that there is a market of people who actually like the Jubilee bracelet. So yeah, so each, as you can see here in the blurb, it comes fitted with a new designed 5-row Jubilee-esque bracelet. So I think that for people who actually would like to not break the bank, but still get a very reliable GMT with a Jubilee bracelet, and also with, I think it's 100 meters water resistance. Is it? Okay, so it's about 100 versus so I think it's about 100 meters. Yeah. So this is the black one, and this does look like the 50-50 black Batman with the blue and the black. Yeah.
It's a big watch.
It's not really big,
40 mil, I think.
42
42.5.
and thick.
42.
It's quite thick.
Yeah.
13.6. It's still quite okay. I think people probably just have the issue with the thickness, but I feel that the diameter in terms people can still pass it off very well, especially for the design. They still have somewhat of almost like a turtle case. Yes. Yeah. Is it fair to say like a turtle case?
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. How they've put the what you call it to wind it, the
crown.
The crown?
The crown, yeah, the crown.
4 o'clock.
It's interesting how they put it. I've never seen a watch do that. I've seen, okay, sometimes you might have two crowns, but I've never seen one like that.
Oh, so
Yes.
Seiko.
Is it?
Signature Seiko. The crown at 4 o'clock.
It's quite easy access, I guess. When it's on your wrist, it's easy access to your right hand.
Yes, and not to forget, like especially those who are fans of the Batman, the bi-color bezel variant. So just to actually just cover, this is actually helping in the differentiating between morning and evening. Yeah, so for people who are wondering about the blue and black, it's not just a design thing. There is an ideology, a concept, or purpose behind it as well. And it's a GMT, and you've got 3 different colors. So I felt, I am quite an okay Seiko fan. I do quite like the sports line, and the Grand Seiko is a different level. So, but in terms of the Seiko 5 Sports, it's actually one of the few pieces I really feel that
It was a great release this year, I think, Y2K. Yeah, it was been a very popular release. Anyway, it's £400. It's selling like hotcakes. Yeah,
correct. And I think Seiko this year will make a lot of moves, headwaves in terms of. Let me just put it this way: I used to call it the 4R36 movement. Or within the 4R35 movement. So they will actually be making a lot of headways with this particular series as well. So I think for almost the end of the year for Seiko, and maybe in the coming year, it would be interesting to see what Seiko will be releasing, especially in terms of it. So this caliber for this new launch, they're running with the 4R34. It's got hours, minutes, second hands, date, and GMT, with a very reasonable power reserve 41 hours, and yeah, so yeah, it's 24, and so yeah, the pricing in pound, is it euro? Sorry, that's euros.
Euros.
470 euros. Yes. So it's already available since July, and I think, as
Bargain.
Thomas is saying that,
Just to Jay Grace's question, how thick is it? It's 13 millimeters.
13.2, 13.6.
Just under watches.
Yeah.
He picked up the orange one up this year.
3 color versions, black, blue, and orange. But really something to look at. Yeah.
Is 13.6 similar to your Y2K, to your Rolex that you showed me? The James Cameron. Is it a similar?
I think the James Cameron is slightly thicker.
Okay.
Wee bit more.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, because when I look at this piece, I can tell just there was one picture from the side profile. Let me see if I can find it. So if we look at this side profile roughly, I would say that the James Cameron is slightly thicker. Yeah, and I think especially with the application of the Jubilee bracelet, you can't. It's hard to put a Jubilee bracelet on a very chunky watch. It's kind of like trying to climb mountains with not very good rope kind of situation. That's a very bad analogy, actually, but it's just a very.
It's a very honest price for an honest watch. You know, you just it can be your beater without any remorse.
Absolutely, and people do get mixed up with the other Seikos, because sometimes Seiko comes up with so many versions and be like, oh, is this Seiko Turtle? So this is the GMT. It's just that the case looks quite similar to the Turtles. And one thing that's very interesting to take note is that they have the watch face is it's in a way, I would use the word sunk down. It's like a bowl, it goes in. So actually that's one of the signature looks for Seiko as well. Yeah.
The watch, just commenting on the bracelet, you get a 10% discount on this at least. The bracelet's a massive upgrade on previous SKX bracelet. Such a good watch. And
Yes.
The Jubilee bracelets are becoming more and more popular. I know that Wonder Watches has bought a Jubilee bracelet for his Black Bay 58, and he loves it more than the normal bracelet that you get with the Black Bay. And I think Jubilees are really coming back now. I want to get a watch with a Jubilee bracelet, and
they're really comfortable.
Yeah, they are really, really comfortable, and I think that they're really coming back. The popularity of Jubilee bracelets is really coming back now because of the comfort, because of the comfort of them. Yeah.
And if we ever, Thomas, while you're talking about Jubilee, sorry, Thomas, go ahead. Yeah.
The quality of them is getting a lot better, you know.
Before I do forget, Thomas, you talk about Jubilee. At some point, if we cover some micro brands, there is one micro brand that I actually tested out just last Sunday, and live in person, they have also adapted their watches. It's a GMT, 330 meters water resistance, and it looks like a Pepsi. We'll get there when we get there. I'll share it with you guys. Yeah.
Comfort is everything.
On that note, I'm going to jump off. I'll leave you guys to it, and I'll catch you.
Catch you in the next time.
Nice to see you.
Enjoy the rest of the show. I'll catch up with you next week.
Okay, mate.
So let me move on. Okay, so let me just go. So this is the next one I'm talking about. So as an Omega fan, I cannot simply dismiss that the releases this year, especially for the Speedmaster line, has been something that actually caught my eye a lot. Can you guys see the Speedmasters? Yes.
Yeah, they released a new gold, didn't they? In
yes. So the
The
ones,
canopus,
yeah.
canopus gold, the white canopus gold, and then they did the not moonshine gold, but it was I'm trying to think of the name of the type of gold. It wasn't the Sedna gold because that was already been released, but it was. Oh, let me think. Anyway, I'll let you continue, Y2K.
Okay, so so I actually would like to draw attention to the Speedmasters, especially those in the audience who are Speedmaster fans, and if finances
much is it? Yeah.
55,600 Singapore dollars.
It's a lot.
Yeah, so it's a lot of money per Speedmaster. So I think it's definitely an acquired piece if you are, unless you're a really die-hard Speedmaster fan, and at some point everybody has definitely got like the
you don't see people wearing solid gold Speedmasters.
Correct.
You just don't see that.
Very good, Jamie. Yeah.
I tried on the Sedna Gold Speedmaster, and I preferred it to. I had it side by side to a Rose Gold Daytona, and I preferred the Sedna Gold Speedmaster to the Daytona. It just blew it away. It was amazing.
So this is another version of the Moonshine Gold on a rubber strap. Obviously, the Moonshine.
Moonshine.
Does it sound like the liquor that the bootleggers used to run with? Moonshine.
No, I just couldn't get the name. I couldn't remember the name because they come out with so many types: Sedna, Canopus, Moonshine.
Yes, there is quite a number of names for the gold. What they would call
variants,
the gold.
Variants of gold.
The variants. Yeah. So these are actually, I think, one of the very nice releases this year for Omega Speedmaster fans, And thickness is only about 13.2, as is expected for most Speedmasters. To not be too thick, but very comfortable, and with a standard 42 millimeters case diameter.
And Wonder Watch just pointing out that this had a €5,000 increase in the recommended retail last week. So
unfortunately, yes. Yeah. So it is still powered by the 3861, the Coaxial Master Chronometer 3861, special luxury finish. Yeah.
Do you think it's? Go on, Tom.
I was just going to say he nearly added it to his cart then.
Sorry? Who?
Nearly added it to his cart.
Did I? Where's the cart button? I didn't add it to my cart.
One click ordering.
Sorry, Jamie, carry on.
No, I was just going to ask. Do you think? How do you feel about Speedmaster coming as with precious metals? How do you feel about that? Because for me, I think it's it's for the moon. I go back to what it was originally. It's to go to the moon, and there ain't no precious metal.
Yes.
I love to be honest with you. I mean, it's like saying about the Daytona that was meant for car racing, But,
okay, so
it sells in bucket loads in rose gold and yellow gold, and I think it looks gorgeous in the gold. The Sedna gold one I tried was beautiful, and I think more power to them. Get them out there in gold. Yeah. Gold is becoming more and more popular. I think it's becoming more of a material of the moment. To be honest with you, I think gold.
Thomas and Jamie, it's become like a requirement from a lot of potential buyers. It's whether it's plated, PVD, and I think it really is about how far you can stretch that dollar in your wallet to buy that full gold piece. I think at some point everybody would like to experience a full gold piece.
Yeah. Did they do any other materials? They got the gold and the stainless steel, but did they do like platinum or titanium?
They've done a ceramic watch yet, have they? They haven't done
Ceramic.
a ceramic.
Hey,
Ceramic?
go up on the left. It
This
says,
one?
yeah, steel and gold. You know, on the cat on the filters on the left,
Oh,
you can
hang on.
filter it steel and
Okay.
gold.
Right. So yeah, generally the majority of it is steel. The only difference with my memory is the crystal. So you have the choice of the hazardite or the sapphire, which the sapphire one has the clear case back, transparent sapphire case back, so you can see the moon.
Sandwich.
Yeah. So of course there is always the. Here's the thing. Even if you look at the pictures now, yes. So I believe the one on this one is light. Let me see if my.
And there is a ceramic one, of course, the grey side of the moon and the dark side of the moon.
Many. Yeah, there is a lot of versions. Then you've got the Snoopies. Also, you've got the Snoopies. Man on the Moon. Yeah. So I think you see, here's the thing. Now, one thing for everyone to observe is that apparently people, when they look at the moon watch, especially for the hazardite, they see this sheen. Okay, this sheen is what you see here in front of me. This little reflection at the 11 to 12 o'clock, if you guys can see. Yes. So that sheen actually, if you wear a Speedmaster with the hazardite, and the light bounces off, it creates a very nice dome look. Now, if we go back to the original, to these ones, I do steel. Now we go click this one, you will see that there is no sheen that's popping off the crystal. So therein lies the differences between the sapphire and the hazardite. So there have been people who said that hazardite actually looks better, in terms of as a looker, it looks good.
Yeah,
this looks really good. I see Tim's watch at the London Watch Show, and the sapphire sandwich. To see the case, mate, that movement looks really good.
It looks good. As I saw in the London Watch Show, the sapphire sandwich, and it really is a nice watch. But I must say, Watches has got one of the Hesterlite ones. He loves it for that reason. For the on the Hesterlite, he much prefers the original Moonwatch Hesterlite.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is as you can tell, this is the dome scratch resistant sapphire crystal. Yeah. So this is the sapphire crystal. Wow. So the one which we saw earlier with the dome look with the little reflection, which Omega has captured very well. Taking into detail. For buyers, but realistically, this really up to individual buyers, hazardite or sapphire. Not to forget to pay attention to the cost of servicing when it comes for servicing. I do believe the hazardite gets hazardite versions do get the crystals changed, included in the bill. Because the hazardite apparently is a lot cheaper to just swap out and pop a hazardite crystal on. The hazardite obviously is easier, more susceptible to scratches from dust and sand. Okay, so with the moon watches, I'll move on to my.
Good to see you.
Sorry?
I'm just saying bye to Under Watches. He's enjoyed the show, so good to see you. See you next time.
Thank you, Under Watches. So I also looked at Tag Heuer. I guess this is also a bit like they had. Where was the one that I saw just now? I was actually sifting through. So I was on the fence about Tag Heuer. Now, so they actually have a new launch of what was it called?
Oh, that's
the Red Dial Carrera. Yeah, the Red Dial Carrera.
So this is the unfortunate thing. I believe Houdinki says that there is a series of colors, but on the website here, it says it's a limited edition Tag Heuer Carrera Red Dial. Yeah, so this is a 39mm chronograph timepiece. And I think that this time around when I'm looking at all the launches, I feel it's very... there are a lot of other good brands, but I think it's also very important that we recognize brands that also don't get sufficient, marketing time, especially on either a watch stream or amongst your friends or yourselves, to really explore sorry, the sound came out. Yeah, so this is actually one of the pieces, and let's not forget, it's not carrying the tag logo, it's actually carrying the Hoyer logo.
Yeah.
So
rebranding for the future.
Correct. I think Tag Heuer is starting to learn, especially from the what do you call the square one? The Monaco. Yes. So the Monaco line, I think people are starting to pay attention that they rather have the Heuer, which is the caliber 11 for the Monaco line.
Yeah, that's what people they distinguish. Did you get? Does it say Hoyer on the dial? People want to quickly get that question in because I think that makes a significant difference.
And I think the only thing that's probably holding people back at this point is only the price point for 9,550 Singapore dollars. But let's just pay attention that we're looking at it from Singapore perspective in terms of the pricing, because obviously the mentality of the buyers here is also about the branding as well, where the branding stands. Correct.
But also, it's only 600 pieces, so it's
correct.
So it's not going to hang around.
Yeah. So in terms of for Tag Heuer, I would say that they still carry a lot of weight in terms of it, and this brand, interestingly, is also a brand that a lot of people, I'm sorry to say, shit on. But I have to be honest. A lot of people are, it's Tag Heuer, it's just a Tag Heuer,
I understand,
and let's not forget, it's Swiss made, and then people say, oh, it's a Swiss movement. Yeah, but it's Tag Heuer, it's not the same, But so the question is, what do you really want to satisfy you? It's a Swiss movement, yes. So obviously, I think the one thing that I think we'll discuss somewhere in time in the future is how Tag Heuer has actually branched out and do smart watches, which in my very simple mind, I've always said that if a brand stretches into smartwatches, it's a slippery slope, because obviously, we've seen a lot of high-end brands. We've seen Patek Philippe, we've seen Rolex, Omega, and and also like Bulgari, and also JLC, but we don't see the massive big brand names stretching into smartwatches yet, or maybe they will. But in terms of Tag Heuer, where credit is due is they actually dared to go into smartwatch territory as well. But obviously, people just say, "I'll just get my Apple Watch," because Apple Watch and Apple phone, the whole ecosystem. But going into smartwatches I think for Tag Heuer was very, very risky. Yeah, because the price tag for the smartwatches is expensive, and so even for this particular collectible piece, I think it's only appealing to the people who actually do like the brand Tag Heuer itself. Yeah. But most of the time, I've always felt that Tag Heuer bridges buyers, towards racing, automobile, about racing, automobile, and even with the Aqua Racer series. The Aqua Racer series.
I think they have a good name, generally.
Correct.
Tag.
I do. Yeah.
I think they're sort of like seen as a gateway brand, weren't they, into the hobby for a lot of people.
Very good. Yeah. And in fact, when they launched the Carrera line, which is not too long ago, I think last year, I think when they launched the new Carrera line, I did try on these ones. So they are very simple watches as well. Very good dress watches.
Let me go back through the heritage of the things like the Carrera line. The 1960s ones. They were really, really were top-notch watches.
Yes.
So pull up the if you can, the Carrera. I think it's Heuer 2.
Heuer 2.
Yeah.
Let me see. Heuer.
That one. No, not that one.
This one?
Keep going. No, not
going
that
down?
One.
Okay.
Yeah. Is this Carrera 02? Keep going. I think it's the one on the right. More results.
Heuer.
Okay, here we are. It's that one. It's on the. Oh no! This one. In the middle. That one.
This one.
Yeah. This is huge. 45. This is the watch this exact watch I gave to my dad like 5 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
I said to him I want to buy him a watch, and that was what he chose. He didn't choose any other like Breitling or. I mean, I said to him there is a budget, but don't take the piss. But this is what he chose, and
Okay.
I was surprised. Yeah, and that's his watch, his one and done watch.
I believe Perpetual Time. Alexander.
Yes, Alex has one of these.
Yes, I remember him showing one of these live, and he actually did a service. Was he doing a service or something? Yeah, so actually
he has one for sale. He has it for sale.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But it's quite it's an in-house movement. It's quite I mean, there's a lot going on inside that watch.
Yes. Bit on the bigger side, 45 millimeters, black ceramic, 24-hour scale, fixed bezel, in-house caliber.
80-hour power reserve. Look at that.
Is it 80-hour? Okay.
Yeah. So whopper.
Oh, right. You're right. 80 hours power is impressive. That's very good actually. Yeah. It's got I call it got a Batman.
Yeah. You see the caliber Hura 02.
Right.
Hoya 02.
Caliber Hoya 02. Yes.
Yeah.
This is a fixed bezel ceramic.
What is the thickness?
Let me see. The case. 16.64.
Bloody hell.
Bit chunky. Really. Bit chunky, I have said. But if those of you who can wear G-Shocks, like the G-Shock King, or like what's the other one? The Mudmaster, right? This is just peanuts for you. Yeah, it's just peanuts because those watches are also very huge as well. Yeah.
Respect to Tag. I really respect them.
Yes, and I have always felt when I was looking through the lists of all the releases, I think the Carrera release since 2021 was not really, they should bring over to this year, because I think the Carrera release, it brought into perspective of how, Tag is back, Tag Heuer is back, and it wants to show that, we're not finished yet, We're not finished yet. We've still got watches to go, kind of thing, with the Carrera line and with the with that red color piece we saw earlier.
Yeah.
And doing this skeleton movement thing, this look. Sorry?
Just saying hello to Lux Support. He says he misses you guys.
Lux.
Lux Support. Hello. Lux
Support.
Hello.
Yeah.
I like the rubber strap.
This
not that it was up a bit on the right.
I think I know which one is this one.
This one, that one. That looks really good.
Yeah.
Is that rubber?
Yes, rubber. Racing inspired black perforated. Yes.
Yeah, now that would be really comfortable. Oh, look at that! Is that carbon?
Carbon fiber.
Carbon.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, PVD, black PVD steel, sapphire case back. Where is it? Let me see. Case fixed. Yes, fixed bezel carbon. The bezel is a fixed bezel carbon, and so is the case. Just the crown is black PVD coated steel, and the case back. Interestingly enough, the case back is a sapphire titanium grade 2. And I think the only thing that people who are not tech fans will just complain about the pricing, but for those of you who are Tag Heuer fans, definitely this is one piece, with the materials and everything that's been invested into this piece is brilliant. Yeah, so I really felt that Tag Heuer is really got to up their game in terms of marketing this year again. Not just one piece at a time, but I think they really need to do a recap, Carrera launch, and the chronograph, the red chronograph. I call it red chronograph. Yeah.
So are they doing? Because I'm seeing that connected Porsche. They got a big tie up with Porsche.
Yes. Yeah. I think
They're
it's
doing,
quite
like,
well known.
Collaborating.
Yeah. The collaboration with Porsche. Yeah. I don't know who is it that once told me that whenever watch brands start doing cars, it's not a very I wouldn't call it a bad sign, but it's kind of like, complicated.
Run for it.
Yeah. Ferrari used to have a watch brand, yes?
Oh,
Ferrari
look at that! Hang
Sorry?
on. What's going on here? Is that
The
how
fuel
much
gauge.
fuel in your car is?
I think so.
Wow.
Let me see. So you're going to be so you can, well, okay, that's very nice.
That's cool. So
It
this is
synchronizes
the
to your
electric.
car.
Yeah.
The electric
That's
Porsche.
really cool.
Let me see here. An icon in blue with the iconic Porsche Taycan. 0 to
That's the
400
electric.
scale. Oh.
Yeah, Porsche
Okay.
Taycan. That's the electric.
Oh, the electric version. Okay. Yeah, so I think this is a smartwatch.
Look
basically.
at that. Mileage at a
extend-
glance. Yeah.
Your mileage, monitor your Porsche on the go, catching a glimpse of the car battery level and remaining kilometers or miles. So I think it connects to your vehicle.
Yeah. What do you think? What's your opinion?
Thomas?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously smartwatches that go the way that things are going, aren't they? And people seem to be wearing double wristing, don't they? And is it Schwarzkopfing or whatever? But yeah, they seem to be wearing an Apple Watch on one wrist and a mechanical watch on another wrist. And but this is trying to take both complications and fit it into one watch, and I think it works. It works great. I think it really does work. If you can start reading your fuel gauge on your watch, I mean, that's an amazing feat to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Now all they need to do is to make sure they can turn on the car at the watch and just press the watch. And the car starts.
Open your doors. If you could open the doors of the car with your watch.
You got the spotters already ripping the watch off your wrist.
So they can steal the car.
They got the car as well. Bloody hell.
Yeah, but you see, hold on, Jamie. Yeah, but they've been looking at this watch, be like, oh, it's just a regular smartwatch. It's not a Rolex or an AP. You know, they'd be like, I don't want to steal. So actually, Tag Heuer is very smart. You know, choose a watch that's very subtle, very low profile, so that people don't,
Raptor says that a G-Shock is much better for your money.
How much are we talking for this watch?
Shop the watch. Let's see. How much is this one? Is it going to cost the car? 3,000. Yeah, it's no. I know what my next answer will be. People who.
But it is a smart watch, so you have to. You know, that's like £2,500, maybe British pounds.
Yeah, I think.
Or a bit less.
About that.
It's a lot for a smartwatch.
Yeah, it's a lot for a smartwatch. So obviously, 3,900 Singapore dollars. You know, yeah, it's a lot of money for that. But I guess if you're driving a Porsche Taycan, $3,900 would be like petty cash.
Yeah.
Unless all the money's already gone into the car.
I wonder if at the Porsche dealer, when you're buying the car, they upsell you with, hey, I just want to tell you about this watch. Let me tell you about this watch. I wonder if they pitch the watch as well.
buy the car, get the watch free. Really.
Oh yeah. I'll
Buy
do
the
you a
car, get the
favor.
watch
I'll
free.
chuck in a watch.
I think it's nice. I mean, the idea of it, looking. I think for me, I've only owned 2 smartwatches. One was a Fitbit, and I think Jamie's gonna like this one because they've got a lot of features in terms of the smart functions. I think I saw previously there's a lot of track your heart rate.
Yeah.
Really, and that's
What
what you
was-
like.
There was one that I really liked. In that watch shop that we went to, the last shop that we went to that we spent a long time in.
Watch of Switzerland, yeah.
Yeah, in Singapore.
Right, with
It was
the AD.
the Endurance, the Breitling Endurance Pro.
That's a great,
Oh,
it's a lovely
I
watch.
know which one you're talking about already. I call it the colourful watches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had that in my hands
There you go.
for a long time.
I really like that, Jamie. I think it's a lovely watch.
This one, right?
Yeah.
And I think you looked at the orange or the yellow one, I think.
If I was to go, I'd probably go for the blue.
Okay.
I'm a bluey. I've noticed looking at my watches, they've all got blue on them.
Bag, add to bag.
Yeah, this watch is cool.
It's your daily beater, Jamie.
I think it's
Is
great.
it-
It can be worn at
Is
the
this?
or working out. It's
Mhm.
great. It's just a great beater all round.
This, if I'm not wrong, this is.
This is a quartz.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was when we put this watch up. I was actually thinking something. I'm missing something that I needed to highlight. Is that it's a thermal compensated super quartz. Yes. Yeah. I guess
What does that mean?
thermal compensated.
So it compensates for the heat. Is that
Yes,
what it
I
is?
believe so. Yeah.
So it can take extreme temperatures.
Yeah, because I think it's meant to do that actually. The water resistance is a little bit on the low side, 100 meters, because generally, if you're talking about a tough watch, yes, one of the expectations of a lot of buyers, they want the water resistance to be a bit deeper, 200 meters, 300 meters, So when you reach 300 meters, you're almost entering into almost like Rolex Submariner territory.
Yeah. But
I think-
100 meters, like let's say I jump off a boat
Yeah.
and dive down, I might get, 20 meters. I mean, 20 meters is even really far. 100
Oh,
meters,
you're pushing it already.
pro-
100 meters is, yeah.
Yeah, you probably need one of them gas tanks. What do
You
you call
need
it?
the
For
nitrix
scuba
mix. I
diving.
think they call it nitrix mix or something. Yeah.
Yeah, to scuba dive, you need a scuba diving tank. But I don't know what it is about this watch. It
It's
really
a-
appeals.
I mean, it's really nice. But just back to smartwatches, Raptor's saying he'd rather get the Apple Ultra watch, which is a new release, isn't it? It's
Let's have a look at.
It's a really
Can we have a
big
quick
one.
look?
About
Which one? The Apple Watch?
Apple
Watch?
Ultra.
Ultra
Apple
watch.
Ultra.
It's a really big
Apple
one.
Ultra Watch.
But,
You know what scares me the most is when people use the word ultra in it, especially with tech devices. Introducing the watch
Okay.
that pushes boundaries.
huge watch. It's a big one.
Right?
Wow.
So
42 mil, I believe. But
we go down.
So this is like the Breitling Endurance. This is designed for the pushing the boundaries.
water resistant
Titanium.
meters, yeah. 49 mil. Wow.
Mil spec. Oh wow, it's got a mil spec 810 IP6X dust resistance.
This is interesting. Do you think someone will take this, like Mount Everest? Take it
Yes,
up?
good point, Jamie.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody will, or they could start making them for the military, or it could be. Could
The only
start.
concern
Yeah.
that I would say, especially when you're dealing with high altitudes and batteries, is the issue of like, if the case is the case, number one, the case has to be built really well to maintain the temperature within the case, because even so with like mobile phones and laptop batteries,
Yeah.
if we want to compare like for like, yes, the Panasonic Toughbook, if any of you know what Panasonic Toughbook is, it's a really tough laptop. Looks like a briefcase, literally. So the Panasonic Toughbook was actually, back in the day, was a very strong laptop that's designed to deal with water, pressure, sand, and dust. So the thing, if you're going to travel up to Mount Everest, you have to deal with extreme temperatures. Yeah. So
and when it's extremely cold, it drains the battery quicker.
yes,
A lot
that's
quicker.
the biggest problem, is that because this particular piece, I'm not disputing it yet, but it really needs to go through that use case testing to see whether it can make that journey up, because you've got the microphone vents. Yeah, you've got microphone vents, you've got speaker vents. I think that is a speaker vent so that people can be communicating to the watches. So any kind of orifice on the timepiece is, it's questionable to see if the elements can get in, and affect the.
At the very least, I find it very intriguing. I'm intrigued by Apple going down this route, and these are big claims, big. The marketing, push the boundaries, trailblazing. It's intriguing to see just how good this can be.
Correct.
Oh, Raptor's asking you to play the video for the watch.
See the video? Is it up here? Where is the video? Now, I don't usually say, watch the film.
Watch the film.
This is the one. Am I going to get a copyright strike?
No, that you won't. Just leave the sound off. It's okay.
He's on the mountain. The guy's on the mountain.
Blimey, so it's got altimeters on it, and it's got can withstand snow and lots of weather. So it's quite a durable watch. Looks like a very durable watch. Yeah.
Right, they're going for it.
Yeah, will this be the new Explorer 2?
Yeah. Well, if you had to hedge your bets, which one would you rather to rely on? I'd choose the Explorer 2.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I'd rely on a mechanical watch, but I mean, the future is electronic, really, isn't it? People are going more and more electronic with everything, with cars, with.
Wow! Did you see? He just put the waypoint.
Terrible technology with it's
I have to agree and to disagree in terms of the technology aspect of it. There are pros and cons to the technicalities of having a mechanical watch, because we understand that mechanical watches do have the lubrication, with the movements and everything, and the case. So, in terms of this particular piece, we're contending with the sensors, the battery.
It's a dive computer as well. So, I mean,
it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. I've saved it so I can have a look in my own time. I want to have a really good look. How much is it costing? How much is this expected to be?
I'm not too
Guess
sure.
we'll find out. Apple Ultra Watch price. Let me see.
It's lovely.
Ultra Watch.
They got the free bands. One is for the sea, one is for running. You got 3 different types of bands.
Yeah.
Order now. Let me see if I press the order now.
Apple Watch.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean,
Innovation.
so I think it starts in the 23rd September.
Uh-huh.
All right. So here are some prices. I'm looking at it from my phone.
It'll be when they do the Apple keynote. It won't have been released yet, maybe. Yeah.
I think they did the keynote the other day, a couple of days ago. So they launched a new iPhone. I think it's 14,
Okay.
but it's not for sale until later
Right.
later in the month.
Gents and ladies, this is
Here
the
we go.
price. So
That's
it's
fair.
$$7.
No, that's a fair price. How much is a normal Apple Watch? Are they like 500-600?
Yeah.
700?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah,
Half the
so
price.
1,200 Singapore dollars is probably like £800, £900.
Yeah.
So that thing feels fair.
Yeah, it looks like a great watch.
I'll tell you who'd be down for getting this, Uncle Jonga, because he swears by the Apple Watch. You know, he likes it for the heart rate monitor and some of the bit. Like if he falls off his bike, it automatically sounds the alarm that a major incident has happened.
Yeah, the health.
So yeah,
yeah. Speaking of that falling off thing, which is why I bought an Apple Watch. I think the 5. Is it the 5 one or is it the 7 one?
Oh, have you got an Apple Watch?
No, I bought it for. I'm not. I didn't. That's the funny thing about me. I didn't buy a watch for myself. Apple Watch. I bought it for my mother because apparently if a person was to suffer a fall, but you need to program this though. There is a caveat behind.
Contacts the list of
in.
contacts and probably sends a GPS of where that person fell. So that makes a lot of sense if you're worried about your mum.
Yeah, like a Breitling emergency.
Yeah. There you go. Breitling emergency. Yeah.
GPS warning.
So for the caveat behind this, this feature is that you have to program everything properly, and there are different levels of fall, the sensitivity of the fall which you need to program, and of course, it requires you, the person who fell, to have their mobile phone within the vicinity of it as well. Because I don't know how it makes a call out if, let's say, the person left the phone at home and the person just
because most people are going to have their phone. I mean, the phone now is
an essential
part of you. It's like, I don't know, it's like your heartbeat. You know, if your phone's not there, where's the phone? Where's the phone? The phone's with you. I don't know if you should be able to connect to it. Let's say the phone's in the salon, in the front room, and in the bedroom is the watch, and then the mum falls in the bedroom. It should have a good range.
Right. Yeah. So I think there's a good range. It's the same as with all the Apple ecosystem with those air tracking things.
Yeah, AirTag.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Jamie. So there's little tracking things that people put in their cars or their wallets or their Rolex boxes. Yeah. So I think I think the tags apparently can operate independently.
Yeah. So with the AirTag, they go via Bluetooth. So I have one in my car. I have one in the safe. I have one in my briefcase. I have one in my suitcase. I have them in various things. So with my on my MacBook, I can go to, it's called Find My, and then I can choose the item, and I can see that my car was last seen 41 minutes ago. So if someone walks past my car downstairs in the garage, in the underground garage, and they've got, I presumably it's got to be an iPhone, but someone else, let's say they walk from their car to their home, my AirTag will connect to their Bluetooth and now report its latest location. And obviously iPhones are so common that you're constantly getting a Bluetooth connection.
So I think the AirTags do work because they piggyback off the other iPhones within the area.
Yeah.
Then the other iPhones kind of help to connect that particular AirTag to the server or the satellites, so you can actually track your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But overall, before we get too lost in electronic
we really got lost.
Did you have any more?
I am finished officially. Yeah.
Good, right.
There are many other pieces actually. Yeah. There are many other pieces I do quite like. But I feel
we've got honorary mentions, of course, for Rolex with the Air King, the left-handed GMT, the Yachtmaster 42, and a whole load of date justs with the floral design on and the diamonds on the 31 mil. And the green dial date just loads of date just releases. A new Deep Sea. The Richard Mille Ferrari watch, which was the thinnest watch in the world, 1.75 millimeters, which was $1.9 million. The Louis Vuitton Spin Time, Patek Travel Time Calatrava, the Patek Salmon Dials, which was a perpetual calendar and a chronograph, and the Patek Monopusher chronograph. Loads of Omegas. The Navitimer side JCB covered, the Longines Spirit Zulu Time MB&Fs, Gribble Force GMT Balancer, Octafinissimos, New Citizen Dive watches, Time XQ GMT, Caribou Talanian's V8 20th anniversary, the Cartier Mysteries, which had a movement that moved inside the rotor. All sorts of things. So there's been lots of releases this year, loads of Royal Oaks, the Tudor Blackberry Pro, the Pelagos and the Rangers, Cartier Santos Dumont, Titanium Lange Odysseus, just the list goes on. Lots of releases this year, so yeah.
Yes, with the list that Thomas is sharing with all of us, it's basically we looked at the launches on Houdinki website and we just picked it up, whichever we felt was something that we liked. Obviously, some big name brands. If you are interested, you can always have a look at them. Otherwise, the link is down below. It's also in the chats, so you can have a look as well. Are there any questions from the audience so far about tonight's subject?
There was one I'll just bring up very quickly, which was we asked the audience if they wanted to if they liked any of the releases this year, and Wonder Watches said they liked the Jacob & Co. Bugatti Chiron, sorry.
Yeah. The pistons, they go.
A bit of an amazing watch,
pretty
really.
Cool.
There's no compromise when it comes to Jacob & Co. As much as some people would say, oh, it's overpriced, but all of the pieces that, if I remember correctly, Jacob & Co. are all handmade.
But remember, any watch brand collaboration with a car, you run for it. Yeah, so run for the hills.
So with what Jamie is saying, he's saying, look at what happened to Ferrari. They're a Ferrari that did watches, and then they kind of went.
Yeah.
Apparently, Toyota. Okay, just speaking of cars, and Toyota has the one-off collaboration with Casio Mudmaster, because there is one, for those of you in the chat who are Mudmaster fans. Okay, there is one Mudmaster that Casio has done with Toyota, and I think it's in dedication to the Land Cruiser. Let me just find it. Toyota Cruiser, Toyota Casio. If I can find it. So there are two versions apparently. Yeah. So, I think it's this one. Let me just pull it up quickly to show you all. For those of you who are Toyota fans and you are Casio fans, yeah. So this is the Master of G - Land Mudmaster. So it's a Team Land Cruiser Toyota auto body tie-up. Yeah. So this is about 1,000. Hang on. Is it the same? Yeah. So this one costs about
This is a
1,299.
Is it?
Sorry?
Is this a Nissan collaboration, you say?
No, Toyota.
Right.
So they do a collaboration with the Land Cruiser. So the Land Cruiser is actually one of the signature off-road vehicles by Toyota. So this is in recognition of, do you guys know the Dakar Rally in the desert?
Dakar.
Yeah.
Dakar. In Africa.
Correct. So this is a collaboration between G-Shock and the Toyota or the auto body Team Land Cruiser. Yeah. So for the toughest race in the world.
That's a hardcore race. Those cars are just bouncing.
Yeah.
For a long distance.
Yeah.
Cars, and I think it's motorbikes as well.
Motorbikes as well, yeah, and anything that wants to travel, basically.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Wow.
So
yeah, this is the right territory for G-Shock. That right. Environment.
Shock resistance, especially, is very, very important. 20 bar water resistance and stable solar power, which is brilliant as long as you have light. Apparently, a full charge can last you 6 months.
Wow.
A proper charge, yeah? Like, you don't have to have direct sunlight. Direct sunlight is very strong, but just rebounds of sunlight can last you 6 months.
Oh, I haven't seen.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't seen the rose gold Jean Bugatti. No, sorry about that. But I think we're gonna wrap up soon. I think we're gonna call it a day for today. We've been going for
3 hours and 32 minutes.
Okay. Oh yeah, 3.5 hours. So
thank you, Jamie and Abdul R Watches and JCB for supporting and jumping on.
Yeah, it's been
you're very welcome.
A good one. Thank you, Raptor. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. And anyone who liked the show, if you can give us a thumbs up or subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the future.
Yes, and any feedback, questions, and inquiries, you can send it to the email address in the squirrely below.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Until
next time, ladies and gentlemen.
Cheers.
Great to see you all. Take care.
Bye.